ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ jùmọ̀ kọ orin ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àwa ni ògo adúláwọ̀. Dédé àsìkò yìí ní gbogbo ibikíbi tẹ́ bá ti ń gbọ́ mi káàkiri orígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbálá ayé mo kì í kàbọ̀ sí orí ètò ti àṣálẹ́ yìí níbi tí a ó ti máa fi ọ̀rọ̀ jomitoro ọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú ara wa lórí ohun tí ó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ kẹta oṣù keje ọdún tí a wà nínú rẹ̀ ní ìlú Èkó yẹn ni mass rally fún Yorùbá land ní ìlú Èkó láti pe gbogbo èèyàn sọ́kọ̀ pé ẹ wá darapọ̀ mọ́ wa o àwa Yorùbá a fẹ́ ṣèjọba ara wa nítorí pé a fẹ́ ní ìlọsíwájú kì í ṣe pé a fẹ́ ṣèjọba ara wa nìkan a fẹ́ ní ìlọsíwájú tí a bá ṣèjọba ara wa la lè ní ìlọsíwájú a ti gbé wò sọ́tún a ti gbé wò sósì nígbà tí a ti da irú púpọ̀ mọ́ ṣàpà a ti rí pé à ń tanra wa jẹ ni kò sí bá a ṣe fẹ́ ní ìlọsíwájú nítorí pé bá a ṣe ń gbé sókè làwọn kan ń gbé sílẹ̀ láàrin ara wa àwọn tí kìí ṣe ara wa pàápàá àwọn tó jẹ́ ara wa pàápàá wọ́n gba àbọ̀dé oríṣiríṣi fún wa nítorí ìdí èyí láti wò pé a wò títí a wò pé ọ̀nà owó la lè fi bọ́ nínú gbogbo làásìgbò tá a kóra wa sí because a kóra wa sí làásìgbò irú lásìgbò lásìkò ra wa sí lásìgbò oríṣiríṣi ẹnu wa ò kò mọ́ oníkálukú kan ń ṣe nǹkan tó hùn ọmọlúàbí tó wà nínú ìṣe àti àṣà wa ó ti sá lọ nítorí ìdí èyí la ṣe wò pé ó di dandan pé ká mú ọmọlúàbí tó wà nínú ìṣe àti àṣà wa ká mú padà wá sínú ayé wa kí nǹkan rẹ̀ rojú ọmọ Yorùbá tó bá lọ sẹ́wọ̀n láyé ìgbà kan ìdílé ò tún rí ìyàwó fẹ́ mọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá tó bá mugbó láyé ìgbà kan ìdílé ẹ̀ kò tún rí ìyàwó fẹ́ mọ́ tí ẹ̀kan bá fọmọ ṣòwò tàbí tí ẹ̀kan bá níṣẹ́ àwọn tó ń pè ní aríṣẹ́ má ṣe kì í ṣe àwọn tí ò ríṣẹ́ ṣe o àwọn kan wà tẹ́ pé wọ́n fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n kò síṣẹ́ irú àwọn yẹn kò sí nǹkan tá a lè ṣe sí ṣùgbọ́n àwọn kan wà tẹ́ pé aríṣẹ́ má ṣe ni wọ́n irú àwọn yìí ni mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní àṣálẹ́ yìí a fẹ́ kójú tó ara wa a fẹ́ ní ìbáwí ní ọ̀nà tiwa a fẹ́ ká ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ nídìí a fẹ́ kí kọ́kọ́rọ́ wa kó lókun nídìí pàápàá jùlọ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọlúàbí wọ́n gbá ẹ̀ síbi iṣẹ́ o gbọ́dọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ tí wọ́n bá gbéṣẹ́ fún ẹ o gbọ́dọ̀ fi iṣẹ́ yẹn tàfàlà bí mi ṣe ń ṣe fún àwọn kan nísìnyí torí iṣẹ́ àwọn kan wà lọ́wọ́ mi tèmi náà ò tí ì filẹ̀ jàǹgbára ẹ̀ ló dẹ̀ fa tèmi wọ́n síbẹ̀síbẹ̀ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan la fẹ́ túnṣe nínú ayé wa àwọn nǹkan tá a lè fẹ́ túnṣe ni pé kí oníkálukú wa ká ní olùbáwí ká ní olùfisùn ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá tí ì ní olùfisùn tá a bá tí ì ní olùbáwí tí a bá tí ì mú ọmọlúàbí ayé wa padà wá nǹkan máa ṣòro díẹ̀ fọ́ta wa. àwọn tó ń fawọ́ aago wa sẹ́yìn nítorí pé ọ̀rẹ́ mẹ́ta lẹ lè ní ọ̀rẹ́ tó ń wá ìlọsíwájú ẹ ọ̀rẹ́ tó fẹ́ fà ẹ́ sẹ́yìn nínú ìrìnàjò ayé ẹ láti ṣe rere ọ̀rẹ́ tó máa mú ẹ dúró sójú kan bí adágún odò wàhálà ni nítorí ìdí èyí a fẹ́ yẹ̀ wò a fẹ́ gbé wò a fẹ́ bẹ̀ wò àwọn nǹkan tá a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe àwọn nǹkan tó ní tá a gbọ́dọ̀ àwọn ìrìn àjò tá a gbọ́dọ̀ rìn gẹ́gẹ́ bí oníkálukú wa àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ wo la gbọ́dọ̀ gbé gẹ́gẹ́ bí èèyàn kọ̀ọ̀kan láàrin ara wa nínú ilé wa nítorí pé títúnṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọ̀dẹ̀ oníkálukú wa èyí ni mò ń sọ láti bí ọjọ́ mẹ́ta kì í ṣe àwọn tó wà lókè lẹ ti máa lọ tún nǹkan ṣe wá àti sálẹ̀ lẹ ti máa lọ tún nǹkan ṣe wá àwọn olóde wà sálẹ̀ irú àwọn báyìí la wà ń sálẹ̀. The problem is not 100% with our politicians. The problem is with us who keep voting this non-entity in. Báwo tẹ́ wàá ṣe election mọ́ a ṣe lọ́nà yẹn mọ́ nítorí pé olè ló wà mẹ́. Láyé sìn àwọn jàǹkùdù ti lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ jàǹkùdù ní ẹnu ọ̀rọ̀. Láì ìgbà kan níbi táwọn èèyàn bá ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ jàǹdùkú tó bá gbẹ́nu sí wọn á ní kó gbẹ́nu ẹ̀ sọ́run ni pé ta ló pè wọ́n sí wọ́jà ìwọ èèyàn lásán kejì ajá yìí ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ti rí pé àwa tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ gan aṣọ̀rọ̀ adé jàǹdùkú ń gbà míì bí kébì náà wà bínú ìwà jàǹdùkú ni nǹkan tí ò yẹ kí n sọ ìwà jàǹdùkú ni ìgbésẹ̀ tí ò yẹ kí n gbé ìwà jàǹdùkú ni. Gbogbo nǹkan tí a máa ń ṣe láyé àtijọ́ tá a máa ń fi ọmọlúàbí ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ ó gbọ́dọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọ̀dọ̀ àwa agitator ká tó dọ́dọ̀ àwọn olórí wa lálẹ́ yìí pàtàkì jùlọ ọ̀rọ̀ Èkó ni mo fẹ́ sọ rálí Èkó ní agbára ọba Ọlọ́run aláwùrábí ọba tó dá ayé àti ọ̀run a ní rí ìdíwọ́ ìdènà lórí rálí Èkó. I want to acknowledge all these my families because mi lè tara lé mi lọ́pọ̀ mi ní ríra ní odidi Terry ọmọ Àlàdé odò àti dé KS David Abọ́lájí odi David méjì o ani David Adégòkè ani David Abọ́lájí Ọmọdélé Williams Essay Ọba Tóyìn Àkàbà Get Smart with Joy gbogbo yín mo kí pé ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yìí Fọlọ́run ṣọ́ mo kí ẹ̀yin náà Jamiu mo kí bàbá wa ṣe dáadáa lẹ́wà ẹ kú ànáwọ́ sí wa ní gbogbo gbà Ọlọ́run àánú adúró tì yín ojú òní tì yín o ojú òní ti ẹnìkan kan nínú wa mo bẹ̀yìn ní àṣálẹ̀ yìí àti ẹ̀yin àti èmi tá a sì níjọba ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ tún ìwà ara wa ṣe. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fi ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ òtítọ́ bára wa lò. Sísítà mi mo rí yín o. Victor Ajílẹ̀yẹ Yorùbá Nation forward ever backward never ni bọ̀dá mi Victor sọ́mbẹ̀hún. Ìwà òtítọ́ ó gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ nǹkan tó máa wà nínú ayé wa. If a media organization that is carrying these things on their head cannot be trustworthy, then it becomes a problem. Trustworthy in the sense that the kind of information we bring to you is not genuine. If our leaders are not reliable, okay. If something is wrong and we refuse to talk about it, it's not right. If people decide to put emotion when they've done something wrong, it's catastrophic. When you're wrong, you're wrong. Don't put emotion. Emotion is, my address is online. Your address is online already. Why did you go and trademark a logo? Account has theft. Name. Yeah, I designed the logo. How many logos have we designed? Me. How many logos have I designed? It's not mine. It's for Yoruba people. Why should I go and trademark it and put my name there? And what recognition by force by fire ni? Carry me ni Yoruba npe, carry me. Má jẹ́ ṣe carry me lórí nǹkan tá ń ṣe yìí. Èmi mo wà ńbẹ̀. Why? Why does it have to be you? If God wants you to be the leader, you will emerge the leader no matter how much you hide yourself. Look at the story of David. David in the Bible. Look at his story. What happened to him? They were looking for a king. They didn't even put his name forward. He wasn't even at home. But take me, Ọlọ́run fẹ́ yàn lórí. What do they now? Do we have to fight for recognitions? I was reading some few things online today and I wasn't very happy. I read the wrangling that is going on between Yoruba Nation Global Directorate àti Ìlànà Oòduà, that they want to hijack one thing from the other. You're not the owner. And antecedent wo gogo lẹ́yìn gogo ní fúnra yín. For me now, if I said I want to be the leader, what have I done in the past? Which group have I led? I haven't led any group. Why should they make me a leader? Even if they want to make me a leader, I shouldn't fight for it. And as I've been saying, all of us who are these old cargos should not even be fighting for leader. Let the youths do it. Let's give it to the young ones. In Rwanda, the Minister for Information Technology is how old? 19 years old now. African First, Tawa Kelani. Wamiwa, Morowa yin ẹ ṣé adúpẹ́ o. Àǹtí mi Ọlábímpé Morowa yin náà. Kúnlé Shita Morowa yin o. African First, Morowa yin. Fún àwọn èèyàn wa ní ìlú Ìgàngán. Àtẹ̀yìn yòókù. Tó bá máa tó bí sometimes next week I will come and read the names out so that we want to be transparent. So that you know your money has gotten to where it's supposed to go to. Your money is not lost in my pocket. If you give me money because I'm doing Oduduwa, I don't have to say it's my money. No, it's not. If I decide something, you're not serious, Uncle. Uncle KS. If I decide something, it doesn't mean that thing belongs to me. Ashiwaju Yoruba in the UK is another one. I think it's all self-glorifications. To me, oh, you might have another opinion, but my own opinion, that is not what we need now. Oh, they want to do it, they can do what they like. Brother mi Aderemi, and lembe won Alaja Idayatu, and lembe won. I might not want to do it, they want to do it, let them do it. Let them carry on. It's not a problem. But later on, we will know who is working for Yoruba Nation and who is working to pronounce their name, to register their name, who is after their own interest. All this will come out naturally. All these things will come out naturally. Fighting for position, fighting to be the leader of a group, fighting to be the leader of a pack, fighting to be the leader of the agitator, fighting to be the leader of this. Emi Moshe, Emi. That's sad. Throw me in the bin. Emi is very dangerous. Emi. Thank you. Esioba, thank you. That is very important. Ego-proof nation. Tobatindi, Emini is a big problem. Even if you're the one that did it, let other people put you forward. Don't run to the front. You will not believe how we need to work together as a team, not as individual. We need to work together as a team. Everybody has to come back to the drawing board and work together regardless of your interest. Forget about your interest. Forget about group or group or group or group or group or group on group and group and group. All these groups are nonsense. Remember the last election? How many political parties? Where are they now? Do you know what they did? They used it to negotiate. Look, anybody can call me any name. What you call me doesn't matter. What God calls me is what matters. Aninka can call Sunday Boy anything. That's his own personal opinion. You think English make you literate? No. Sunday Boy is now more literate than me because he was able to stand up for his people more than me. He puts his own life at risk for Yoruba nation, for Yoruba people, which means he's more literate. So if somebody wants to call him illiterate, that person needs to check himself. You are lucky. We nearly send your stuff today, Pete George. We nearly send it. But we didn't send it because we were running late on so many fronts. But I'll send it on Monday to you. No, look, we shouldn't even worry about the Inca grandson at all. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But is that opinion of Sunday Igboho, is that what Sunday Igboho is? No. I've just proven to you that Sunday Igboho is even more literate than me. Oyinbo sísọ kọ́ ni literacy now. Come on. I'm àwọn tó ń sọ òyìnbó nílùú ìdẹ́ pé wọ́n lọ́gbọ́n lórí now. Ẹni tó ń sọ títì gan tó ń gbalẹ̀ ó ń sọ òyìnbó jù wá lọ. Ẹ wá ní ẹ̀kọ́ tó pé kò sọ òyìnbó illiterate ni. Illiterate ló kọ́lé, ó níyàwó, ó lọ́mọ, ó ní business, ó run business successfully. He didn't even run his business successfully only. He even make the Yoruba land a better, a safer place. Tell me if Sunday Igboho is not there today, who are we? 20,000 pounds grandson, so we shouldn't worry about him. We all know when Tinubu gave him money, but doesn't. Adeyinka grandson said I'm an Igbo person. Yeah. Does that make me an Igbo man? No. And even if I'm Igbo, what's wrong with Igbo? Are Igbo not human beings? We need to grow up. We need to grow up. Not in age, but in this common sense, which is not common among people. What antecedent does Adeyinka grandson has that Sunday Igboho did not have better? Analyze things. Is that what makes you illiterate? Do you know how many people Sunday Igboho is feeding? And we even called Sanwo-Olu an illiterate. Sanwo-Olu, I'll call him an illiterate. With all his English grammar, is the governor. I'll call him an illiterate. Because if you don't get your priority right, then you are an illiterate. You can go to school, you can pass through school can pass through you. If you still want to remain an entity, you will remain an entity. I went to a meeting last year, September, and they were discussing something. And what we were discussing there, I said something there. And what I said there was, anybody above 50 should not even be entitled to rule Nigeria anymore. You can be minister, you can be something, you can be that. But you won't be the leader or the second in command. Let the youth handle it. They can tap into your own brain so that they keep developing the others. Baba Jala, if you give me some time, I'll send you the link and then I'll bring you in.
In the next 15 minutes.
In the next half an hour, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, half an hour, yeah. That is better.
Bye-bye, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Guys, literacy is not being measured by the level of your Western education. Àwọn babaláwo àti òkàwé tó bá mọ ẹsẹ̀ Ifá tí wọ́n mọ̀ ní orí. And you're telling us we know something. What do we know? Thank you, S.A. but that is true. There's no social group. Or they're social group, but they want to push themselves to the top of the pecking order. Does it make sense? I keep asking this question. And this is the question I'm going to ask when Yoruba Nation finally emerge. All this group, they're collecting money here and there, here and there, and there, here and there. What is the percentage of this money you're collecting that you're spending on security? Afimi, Emi Mohammed, Emi Feshaju, Emi ni, Urukomi. Did you know how long Heritage was running for? Before people even know my name. For 3 good years, I wasn't in the front of the camera. When we started, I wasn't the managing director. I appoint someone else as the managing director because he have a good antecedent. He has worked in the broadcasting industry before. I take advice from Sister Muradeng, Princess Muradeng, because she's been there. Yes, I use a lot of God wisdom to do what I'm doing, but I still use human wisdom as well. But we won't let that derail us. We won't go there. Let me show you how illiterate Sanwo-Olu is. Maybe that will wake us up to a certain level. Because you bring that one up, I'm going to show you something quickly. Somebody can have all this. Even Jamil, that's supposed to be, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to try and bring something up so that we can see this. Because I really want us to see this, to have a look at this together. If you look at the title of the program, whose interest? The masses' interest, the politicians' interest, or the Fulani Cabals' interest? But this is something we don't think of most of the time. Because I don't think these politicians are fighting our interest. I don't think so. And if you know better than me, you can please tell me, yes, they're fighting our interest. If we have this insecurity problem in Yoruba land, massive insecurity problems, and our governor, instead of tackling the insecurity problem, crisis, is trying to tackle the crisis of demonstrations. Can you hear that? The governor, instead of tackling insecurity problem, is trying to tackle problem of demonstrations because people are demonstrating. I'll show you something. Sanwo-Olu went to go and procure these equipments. Will this fight bandits? Will this fight terrorism? You see how people could be so illiterate, and they think they're illiterate. This is not fighting for the masses. This is not providing security for the masses. This is providing security for themselves. Providing security for themselves. That is what that is all about. Because if you are providing security for the masses, that is not what the masses want. That is not our immediate needs. Oh, will this go and fight kidnappers? Is this what they used to fight kidnappers? I don't understand. Did they use this to fight kidnappers? They are purchasing vehicles that they will use in arresting people on demonstration days. What a lot of nonsense. And some people will be fighting for these people who have no iota of your interest at the heart. No single iota of your interest. They don't have it. What's all this for? What's all this for? What are they going to use this for? To protect the masses. They have this amount of vehicle, and they cannot deploy this amount of vehicle on Lagos Ibadan Expressway, on Ijebu-Ode Ibadan Road, Old Ibadan Road, so that it can stop bandits from operating. This amount of vehicle will ply that road every 20 seconds for all day. So if a security vehicle is plying a road every 20 minutes, who can go and kidnap people on that road? Nobody. But the problem is, all these people, they are just fighting for themselves. Because you want to stop agitators, people who are demanding their right. Does it make sense? Can I tell you one funny thing? They'll be so shocked all these vehicles will be useless that day. All these vehicles will not work that day. So prepare yourself. Prepare yourself very well. I'm telling you now. All these vehicles will be useless. We will make sure it doesn't work. Because the she see. Agaragodo koloma stop and want to elect my share. So prepare yourself. Single agaragodo kokon loma stop and want to elect my share. So buy more. Please, buy more. We will wait for you. If you don't know, we will show you that we know. These people are loads of rubbish. Loads of rubbish. Ní agbára Ọlọ́run, ọba tó dá ayé àti ọ̀run Ọlọ́run gbogbo ẹ̀dá ènìyàn. These people, wọ́n máa sáré kábàkàbà. MC Oluomo, try your best. If they've been telling me you didn't say what they said you said, I don't know. I haven't had the proof. I haven't spoken to you. I haven't spoken to anybody. I don't need to speak to anybody about it. Maybe it's an old video, maybe it's a new video. I don't give a damn. All I give a damn is for we are suffering and we want to stop that. Brother, it will happen. It will happen. We will make it happen. It will happen again. Gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ bá ní láti fi bá àwọn agitator jà ẹ kó jáde níjọ́ náà. If you want to finish Nigeria that day, you are allowed to. It's your choice. But let's get things straight. I want you to get something straight. All this can only happen with your support. And I'm not here to lie or blah blah you or hype you for you to support. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to lie to you to get anything out of you guys. Because that is not my ways of life. I will come here and speak like a gentleman because I'm a gentleman. Well, I won't come with cool. What a loads of blah blah blah. So many Lagosians come from Kwara. Adomweko, Adekodere. How did they even make Lagos in the first case? If you don't know, please go to Heritage and go and have a look at some of our old videos. And you will find out how Lagos was formed. How it was formed. If you don't know, I can tell you. If you want to know, if you don't know, I can tell you a little bit. Where did they get the name? Ido, Awori, Awotori, ibi tí ètùtù tó ń gbé bọ̀ láti fẹ̀ tó ń gbé sórí omi ibi tó rì sí. That is the settlement. It stopped somewhere before then, and some people settled there, and then they move on. But I'm not going to tell you all that story. No, they are very realistic with people suffering. They kidnapped somebody in Ikorodu not quite long ago, maybe about 2 months or so ago. And this person is very influential. They have to tell Sanwo-Olu, they have to tell all these people. Before the person was rescued. You are from Ikorodu, Joe? Somebody earning $37,000 a month for being a senator. $37,000 a month because he's been elected into post. That's all the nonsense we want to cancel. They don't have to support it. If they like, support. If you like, don't support. You can report. They've told me how you flag program. You can flag it, let it drop. It doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me. Because they say flag. I don't know what flagging means. Because it's not my problem. Figures has never been my issue. Achievement has always been my own issue. What do I achieve? One of the biggest problems we have in Yoruba land is that whoever can do it better, you don't recognize them. You don't. Yoruba people like to put sentiment into things. Whoever knows how to lie better. And Yoruba, we're the enemies of ourselves. Fulani enmity is a very small thing. They're not that much of an enemy. They only exploit the gap on the wall. Ogrito lanu, now Fulani Raira Palasi. To agree about lanu in the first case, it won't be like that. Maybe you guys don't know that. Look at how many Ogrito lanu missing. Somebody come, Sunday Bo, you are illiterate. Sunday Bo, the Bawazeku. What a roll of nonsense. What a load of nonsense. I've been told that the petition, I've just been reminded of the petition. Please, guys, is the petition for a referendum. You definitely need an email address. Definitely an email address for this. Yoruba, we get somewhere and they will sit there. They will never progress. What progress has Sanwo-Olu did since he came to power? Show me the progress. What progress has all these people do? Any progress that doesn't put money into your own pocket. Yoruba people don't do it. Including you guys. Including myself. That's just our life. We don't look for progress. A professor in Yoruba land, when he gets his professorship, we just sit down. He will not exploit, he won't research. A doctor, his brain will fall asleep, sitting behind a desk. That's why the like of Gumi will have more to come and tell you that killing people by the IPOB is not as gruesome. That's more gruesome than what the kidnappers are doing. IPOB are defending their land. Because if you don't defend your land, some people will come and molest you and run you over, like they did in Benue. I'm begging you now. I know you don't like signing petition. I know you don't come here to just come and wash and spend your time and waste your time. Yes, waste your time. Because if you don't come here to come and waste your time, they put a petition on the table. You come here, you wash, you go there, you wash, sign the petition. Is that a big deal to sign the petition? The petition should fly. We're more than 40 million looking for this. So why is it so difficult to get it signed? You spend your time, you spend your money, but the road that will free you, you don't want to take it. Maybe that will, maybe that might not. I keep telling you guys, I always have a good analogy for everything I'm saying. You're locked in a room, there's a box full of keys on the floor. Are you not going to try all the keys? You will try the key to the extent that even the key that doesn't look to fit, you will still bend it to see maybe it's going to turn the mechanism inside. But now, simple thing. Last year about this time we brought out a petition. I don't think that petition passed 30,000. Simon Ekpa brought a petition. It's not even up to 100,000 up to now. Simon Ekpa, do you know how many followers he has? So what happened to all these followers? Are they fake followers? Are they ghost followers? Because I don't know. Let me tell you one thing. Even among the agitators, there's so many deceptors among us. Why buying viewers for your show when you don't have anything to gain from it? Because I don't know what I'm going to gain by 1 million people watching this show. Signing the petition should be a self-willing thing. You have to be willing to do it, not persuaded too much. You can tell people about it, but you can't force people to do it. And you should not over-persuade people, because they can come back to you and say they did it under duress. Okay, if you don't get anything after that, I will speak to them tomorrow and see. 1 second, guys. Sorry for that. Until Yoruba knows that whatever they're doing, they need to keep improving it every day. And you need to help them to improve it more. The culture of moving forward needs to come and reside in our land. Let me tell you one thing. This is just branching away from what we're doing. When we started the t-shirt thing, we started with one, we graduated to one, we expand it, and every time we keep bringing out new design. That is how we should start reasoning, bringing out a better way of doing things. This is another new one. Yes, it's not finalized. We're still working on it to make it better. Because we want Yoruba name to be known properly. We need to work together. I tried to get into the mind of a church not quite long ago. One of the top man called me, and we were working on it together. And suddenly we went to go and see somebody and somebody and somebody, and the thing went cold. The thing went cold. Why it went cold, I don't know. I don't know why it went cold. Because we're supposed to do things together. I'm supposed to be visiting the churches so that I can go and speak to them. And suddenly, I don't know what happened. Uncle Victor, we can't scrap no church. Everybody has a right to do it the way they like. Everybody has the right to do it the way they like. Uh, I'm going to turn my microphone off for a second. Sorry, guys. Sometimes we have to do it that way. Okay, I've just been told that it's not compulsory to have an email to sign the petition. I've just been told. I don't know how they managed to waive that. Anyway, I'm going to be bringing Baba Jala in about 10 minutes so that we can change the topic a little bit. But it's very painful. How can we say we want to get out from where people are killing us, meaning us, raping our women, and some people say, no, you can't get out. You can't jailbreak. No, it's not compulsory. We don't want no degree thing. It's the choice. It's the choice. We don't want to start enforcing unnecessary things. Every pastor must have a degree in theology. No, it's not supposed to be like that. Did Jesus have degree in theology before he started preaching? No. There must be freedom of religion for everybody. There must be freedom of religion. If you want to worship stone, you're allowed to. If you want to worship church, you're allowed to. If you want to go to mosque, you're allowed to. If you want to do traditional, you're allowed to. Nobody should stop anybody from doing whatever pleases them as their religion. And we should not poke nose into anybody's religion. Okay, I will make sure I inform the people in charge. I won't be on the ground, unfortunately. But people on the ground, I will make sure I inform them so that they can say it. if you do a program and after the program you have 10,000 views and you talk about this petition, so you should at least have 2,000 people sign that petition from your 10,000. The same analogy I gave yesterday. Yesterday I have about 400 people watching or 200 people watching. I said maybe something should sign it from there. We're coming for Lagos rally. Bring any vehicle you like. What is R&D New Market? B2B to C1 dedicated. What was that, sir? Victor, I don't want to preach religion. I'm a pastor, but I don't want to preach religion. That is what we believe, Christians. The Babalawo believe Odudua come from heaven too. So everybody has their own beliefs. So we don't need to antagonize any religions. We don't need to freedom of religions. If you have a mega church, you will pay a lot of tax on the building. You pay tax on the building. If you have a mega church, I think that would be fairness. Because you make money from there. You make a lot of money from there. Like all businesses. If you have a church more than 50 people, you should pay tax. Or maybe 200 people, you should pay tax. Uncle Remy, let me tell you how Yoruba people reason and think. And Mr. Kunle, I'm going to address both of you so that you get to know this. At the rally, people that does not know how to talk will want to talk because they said they want to be the leader. And that's why they come at the end of the day and chat nonsense. They'll come and chat nonsense. Because they want to hold the microphone, they want to be seen, they want to show off. You know what I mean? I know some few people, right, here on this program now, that every time they wear, I do video call with them or meet them on the road or have any conversation with them, I always see them in Yoruba Nation attire. That goes a long way. Somebody said his neighbor was asking him, hey, don't you have another clothes? It's only all this Yoruba or Yoruba or what is going on? Peter George. He bought so many caps so that I can wear it. Different one every day. Do you know what you're trying to do? You're trying to register that into a lot of people's brain. Okay, this is how we're so sentimental, Yoruba people. I'm very good at PR. That is why you will never see me in a rough state. That is why whatever I want to do it properly. That is why whatever I want to do it professionally. You will never see me in an unkept studio. No, I won't do it. Because I believe in quality. The last rally, I said, let's start from Peckham. Harvest more people on the road as we go along. Do you know how many people will have harvested that day? We went to Trafalgar Square. Yes, massive rally. If that massive rally comes from Peckham and go there, God of mercy. We've had about times 10 of that. By the time we get there, you create more awareness. Even sign, we would have had more, maybe 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 more people sign this petition by now. Because they are aware of it. People will see more people key into it. It will be everywhere on the social media. Yes, it was on social media because all of us there put it on social media. But when we're going on the side of the road, everybody will be doing it and putting it on the social media. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Look at what my brother is saying. Please, Uncle Faisal. I'm going to hide that one, please. Yeah. My uncle, Jojakela, chat nonsense the other day and said one flag is a fake, one flag is original. Who said that to him? You think if they don't give him mic, he will be happy? He will be sad. He won't be happy. If I'm in charge, I will never give him microphone again. Why will you say that? Who are you to say one is a fake, one is the original? Autocracy? Dictatorship? Or what? A lot of people don't know how to do things. Guys, I will prefer not to come out than come out and chat nonsense. I won't come out and chat nonsense. I won't. That's why sometimes you don't see me. You don't get to see me. But if you don't see me, it's not because I don't have something to say. It's because I want to keep my dignity. My dignity is very important, though. My dignity is very, very important. And it's just a shame that we don't know what we want sometimes. We're supposed to work together at all costs to make this work. All of us. KP, thank you very much. Yeah, Adekunle Adepoju. It's a shame. The way we do things sometimes. It's a shame. The way we talk about things sometimes. It's a shame the way me and you behave. Not just a shame, but massive shame. Until we get to know how to do things properly, then we're in trouble. Sorry, I'm trying to bring Baba Jala in. Okay, let me try again because the one I sent to Baba didn't go through. Okay, that's gone for Baba Jala. You see, some of us knows this. Some other people know that. How many times have you seen some people write some nonsense on the internet? Did you see a couple of days ago when they showed a boy that was the offer that gave back oil? I don't think Are needs to go to the protest. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know his mind. The general doesn't goes to fight. He delegates. If you're the boss, if you're in charge, and you keep doing the things yourself, then you don't know how to play the game. I told you earlier on, I said for the first 3 years of Heritage, I never show on the screen. I get other people to show on the screen. I only started showing when me becomes the order of the day. People that were showing on Heritage they become so full of themselves. Every one of them. So I said, hey guys, what's wrong with you? I could do this myself. That's why you see my face. If not, you will never see my face. Yes, Are is with us on this journey. Yes. That is what we need to do, Uncle. We need to talk about the benefits. Apparently, I've been asked to do a documentary. We wanted to do the documentary last year. Until some people truncate it because they're full of themselves. Me, system. That's why we use Baba Jala a lot these days. Because Baba has got a lot of information that makes things work. Baba, there's a feedback. You need to come out and go back in again. There's a feedback. No. Baba, don't worry. There's no feedback. Don't worry. Don't come out. Don't come out. Okay, guys. I'm going to introduce to you the gentleman you've been asking for every time. The gentleman you've been looking for. The gentleman you've been waiting for. The gentleman that's been feeding us. And he has a cap. The way he put his cap today is very funny. The Pentecost is Mawube. Baba is trying to adjust. Baba's thing is Pentecost, Mawube, Baba Shirale. But unfortunately, because I said something, Baba has adjusted it. Oh, what a shame. I would have loved Baba to leave it the way it was before. Okay, I'm going to have to adjust something quickly because I didn't have the earpiece on before, and without the earpiece, I won't be able to hear Baba. Just a second, guys. Okay, Baba, don't worry. In the next few minutes, you're gonna be with me, sir. I'm just trying to. Guys, sorry for this. My microphone dropped as well. I didn't want to tie the microphone to my chest today, so I put it somewhere there. Okay, so hello, sir. I'm going to greet Baba in an extraordinary way today. Abila Aro Baba. Abila Aro gbogbo ẹni tó ń wò mí. Abila Aro gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọ̀rẹ́ wa. Ṣé dáadáa la bá yín bàbá?
A dúpẹ́. Àlàáfíà lẹ bá wa o.
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn ló ti
Mo bá àlàáfíà mo bá gbogbo yín o àtàwọn tó ti ń retí pé màá yọjú. Mi ò lọ, mo wà kánpé pẹ̀lú gbogbo yín. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi, mo kí yín o. Ẹ kú kàlẹ̀ o. Ẹ káàárọ̀, ẹ káàsán, ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ ní gbogbo ibi tẹ́ bá wà lágbàáyé. Inú mi ń dùn láti bá yín ṣèpèjọ yìí.
Ẹ ṣé bàbá. À ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó tí dípò kó ra ohun tó máa fi bá àwọn tó ń da ìlú rú tó máa fi bá wọn jà, nǹkan tí gómìnà Èkó lọ rà, nǹkan tó máa fi bá àwọn tó ń sọ pé tó ń ṣe ìwọ́de ni wọ́n rà. Kí lẹ lè sọ sí eléyìí bàbá? Ẹ jẹ́ kí n fi àwòrán nǹkan tó ń rà wọ̀nyí. Hello sir.
mo rí o.
Nǹkan tó ń rà lélẹ́yìí, ṣé nǹkan tó fẹ́ fi gbára wọn lọ́wọ́ àwọn ajínigbé lélẹ́yìí ni àbí nǹkan tó fẹ́ fi bá àwọn tó ń ṣe ìwọ́de jà wọ́n má lè ṣe ìwọ́de?
tí Yorùbá bá fẹ́ ṣe bí Yorùbá, kò sí inú wọn tó máa rìn, ojú kan náà máa dúró sí.
Ẹ̀yin èèyàn, ṣe gbọ́ nǹkan tí bàbá sọ? Bàbá ò sí bí gbangba tí mo sọ pé ní agbára Ọlọ́run ọba tó dá ayé àtijọ́, níjọ́ yẹn gbogbo ẹ̀ pátápátá ò ní ṣiṣẹ́. Lórí àti ṣèwádìí lórí ẹ̀, wọ́n dẹ̀ ti sọ fún wa bó ṣe máa rìn, àwọn dẹ̀ ti mọ̀. Ọlọ́run á dẹ̀ fún ṣe.
Wọ́n lè dí wa lọ́wọ́ mọ́. Àwọn èèyàn wa kan dó ìkú tẹ́ a gbọ́dọ̀ fà mọ́ra. Àwọn alákọ̀wé tó wà láàrin wa tí ò tí ì yé wọn tó. Torí mo gbọ́ gbólóhùn kan tí ẹnìkan sọ nípa Ìgbòho ní ó dẹ̀ pera ẹ̀ ní dókítà. Èmi fẹ́ sọ pé tó bá kó sínú omi tí ẹnìkan dé tó lóun fẹ́ yọ ẹnu omi, ṣé wàá béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ pé ṣé o ní PhD? ọ̀rọ̀ mo sọ ọ́ lẹ̀ o. Torí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ó já mọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn wa tọ́rọ̀ bá àwọn kàwé pé Ìgbòho ò lè máa ṣe nǹkan tó ń ṣe. Ọlọ́run ló yàn, Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè, Ọlọ́run alálẹ̀ ló fi ohun tó ti wà lára ẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ tó mú jáde pé ìsìn ló gbọ́dọ̀ lò. Bó ṣe wà nìyẹn. Àwa tá a rò bá kàwé kò jẹ́ ká máa tẹ̀mbẹ̀lú anybody. Ẹni tó bá lóun dìde láti sọ pé nǹkan báyìí àwọn fẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, kí gbogbo agbárùkù tì ní. Iye pé nítorí ẹnìkan ó gbéra ó tún sọ ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kan ara ẹ̀, kò wá mọ̀rọ̀ tó fẹ́ sọ mọ́. Bó ṣe rí nìyẹn. Lágbájá yẹn ó lóun ní PhD, dókítà ló ń pera ẹ̀. Ṣé nǹkan tí máa ń sọ fún àwọn èèyàn wa tá a jọ kàwé ni pé téèyàn bá kàwé, ìyẹn ni ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ìwé kíkọ́. Wàá lọ kọ́ bó ṣe jẹ́. Ò bá mọ gbogbo ìlú tán tó lọ sí gúúsù àríwá àti gbogbo àgbáyé, all the 5 continents. Máa ń bi yín pé ṣé mọ ìlú tó ń jẹ́ Àtíjéré tàbí Ajébándélé tàbí Òkèlùsẹ̀? Tó bá ti mọ àwọn yẹn, ó pàṣẹ ìdánwò tèmi nìyẹn, torí ó mọ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá nìyẹn. Tàbí ó mọ ìlú tó ń pè ní Kìṣí lókè lọ́rin, Òkè Ògànà. Tá a bá mọ gbogbo eléyà àti ìmọ̀lú wa, a kì í ṣe ọmọ Yorùbá. Tá a bá tiẹ̀ débẹ̀, ó yẹ ká gbọ́n pẹ̀. Yẹ kí ká mọ ibi tí bodè wa dé. Ní èdè Yorùbá, a ní nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ bodè àti aṣọ́bodè. Ìtumọ̀ ẹ̀ ni pé a ti nílùú wa tẹ́lẹ̀. Àwọn tó ń gba customs and excise a ti yàn wọ́n tẹ́lẹ̀. Wọ́n ní àwọn tó ń pè ní aṣọ́bodè.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Àti àwọn gbóbodè àti customs and excise. Àti ní èwo ní ká wá jókòó ká wá máa rò bóyá ìlú Nàìjíríà tó yẹ pé bàbá wa kò dálẹ̀. Àwọn pe àwọn kan láàrin wa pé àwọn ní founding father. Nígbà tẹ́ gbogbo wa mọ̀ pé àwọn yẹn gan, ìkànnì wa tó jẹ́ èèyàn tiwa gangan, ọmọ ọdún 5 ló jẹ́ tó yìn fà lọ sóko. Nǹkan tí ò yẹ ká má máa pe èèyàn wa ní nǹkan tí ò yẹ. Nítorí pé a fẹ́ ṣe èbò ni, èbò kì í ṣèdè wa. Aya ló ní. Àbá gbọ́ bí ọ̀pẹ́ rẹ̀, ìyẹn ò ní ká máa fi yẹn yangàn fún àwọn tí ò gbọ́. Àwa tá a gbédè ìbò yẹn gan náà, tá a bá gbédè wa, tá a bá lè sọ, àṣìnà ni o. Àánú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ṣe mí nílé. Wàá délé, wàá dé agboolé mi, wàá ní ọmọ mi ò gbọ́ Yorùbá, ọmọ mi ò gbọ́ Yorùbá. Ní ìlú ọ̀nà wá bí sí, ṣé kìí ṣe Èkó ni tàbí Ìbàdàn tàbí Ifẹ̀? Ẹni ọmọ yín ò gbọ́ Yorùbá, ẹ̀ ṣépè sára yín. Wọn mọ̀ pé tí ọmọ bá kọ́ gbọ́ èdè abínibí, ó máa tún mọ̀wé sí ni, kò ní struggle láti mọ ìwé. Science ti prove ẹ̀. Language is born with you. It's in your gene. Bóyá ìyẹn ni ò jẹ́ kọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ mọ̀ pé ó yẹ ká dá dúró. Báwo la ṣe máa sọ pé ìkan náà ni wá pẹ̀lú Ìgbò tàbí Haúsá tàbí Fúlàní? Ó yẹ ká dá dúró ni, tá bá dẹ̀ máa bá wọn ṣòwò pọ̀, àá dẹ̀ ṣe agreement, bilateral relationship. Kì í ṣe pé kán wá jókòó lé wa lórí bí wọ́n ti jókòó lé wa lórí láti 1906 tá a ti ń sìn wọ́n, tá a gbé wọn léjìká bí ẹrù ẹ̀ṣẹ̀. Ṣé kò wúwo lọ́rùn wa ni? Ṣé kò yẹ ká ti fi gbogbo ìlànà yìí sílẹ̀? Òyìnbó gan tó dá ìlú yẹn lẹ̀, tó wọ́n pè ní the creation of Nigeria against the French interest. Torí the juicy part of River Niger àti Benue làwọn British sáré, wọ́n ṣe iṣẹ́ takuntakun láti make sure pé àwọn French ò gba ibì kankan láàrin ibẹ̀ yẹn, láti Kìṣí dé Lọ́kọ́jà dé Borno. Nígbà kan àwọn French ló ní. Ẹ fojúnú wò, tí àwọn French bá ní àárín yẹn, báwo ni a ṣe máa papọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn far north? Kò sí nǹkan tó máa pa á pọ̀, torí pé àwa adjacent èdè mathematics, torí pé a fẹ̀gbẹ́ kàngbẹ́ adjacent. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ èèyàn mi, ẹ jí gìrì, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ, kó yé yín. I need Nigeria for our salvation. We must grade our future in the interest of pé dúdú là jọ jẹ́. Gbogbo àwọn tó wà Europe tán jẹ́ funfun, ṣé ìlú kan náà wà ní? Most powerful, one of the most powerful nations in the world, Soviet Union, or country I would rather call it, not nation. Ǹjẹ́ wọn ò tú? Olúkálùkù dẹ̀bẹ̀ sí ṣe kínní. Tẹ́ bá mọ tennis, there's one girl tó ń pè ní Ostapenko from I think from Estonia or àbí Lithuania ni, one of those small Baltic countries. Tó bá pé wọ́n ìwà nù Soviet Union ni, kò máa ní yọjú. Wọ́n ní ká pé training tennis mọ́, ó di champion gbà kan. Ẹ wo ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan àǹfààní tá máa jẹ tá bá yọra wa kúrò ní Nàìjíríà. A níbodè wa ní boundary wa lọ́tọ̀, kì í ṣe pàṣẹ máa jiyàn ẹ̀, but nǹkan kan wà o, jìgá kan wà láàrin wa, ìyẹn ni Ìlọrin. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé wọ́n ní agboolé Fúlàní tó wà ní Ìlọrin 95 péré ni. Agboolé Yorùbá gidi tó wà ní Ìlọrin about 3,500. Ẹ lọ wádìí. So jìgá yẹn a máa fi ọgbọ́n yọ kúrò, kò ní síjà, jìgá ló ń jẹ. Kan lóun jẹ́ Sùlúbàrí, bó ṣe Bámidélé ni ló forúkọ Yorùbá sí láàrin. Ibi ó betray Adéfowópè náà ló kọ́ lọ́nà bó ṣe di ènìyàn, tó fi hàn pé òun ò kì í ṣe ènìyàn. torí àwọn tán bá jẹ́ ènìyàn ò kì í hùwà bí irú tó ń hùwà yẹn. ọ̀rọ̀ pọ̀ tá a máa sọ fúnra wa, mo kàn yán àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ sọ ni kó lè yé wa pé dandan ni ká yọ, torí tá a bá yọ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà, ìyà tó máa padà wá jẹ wá kò ń ṣe díẹ̀ o. mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Kóìkì tó notice nǹkan kan ní 1969 about that, tí wọ́n ń ṣe agitation for Biafra, nation of Biafra, pé àwọn kan gbé àsíá kan lẹ́yìn tó ń sọ pé Oòduà nation 2 ní 1969. a dẹ̀ ti ń pariwo Oòduà nation, àwọn èèyàn tó wà láàrin wa, ibi àwọn tó ti sọ pé àwọn ò fẹ́ Nàìjíríà, àwọn tó padà sí ní sọ pé àwọn fẹ́ Nàìjíríà, àwọn dẹ̀ fẹ́ di president. irú ẹ̀dákẹ́dá wo ni àwọn kan fẹ́ dà láàrin wa? ṣé ẹ dá sí i? a kì í ṣe Nàìjíríà, kì í ṣe orílẹ̀-èdè. tó bá jẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè ni ẹ̀yà kan ṣo ló máa wà ń bẹ̀. ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa tán bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ wa ní orílẹ̀-èdè, kò ń ṣe orílẹ̀-èdè o. ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ní orílẹ̀-èdè, orísun kan láti jáde, common ancestral origin bí èbó ṣe máa ń sọ, and common language, common way of life. And that totality of common way of life, the way of dressing, the way of marriage, birth and death, naming ceremonies, a yàtọ̀ sí gbogbo àwọn yòókù. àwa ló jẹ́ pé tá a bá sọmọ lórúkọ, wọn á wà díẹ̀ ó ní ìtumọ̀, torí kò sí ọmọ Yorùbá tán bí tó jẹ́ ènìyàn tórúkọ ẹ̀ ò ní ìtumọ̀. ènìyàn àwọn tó ń yàn, àwa náà yàn látàjílẹ̀ ọ̀run. a mọ iyì ara wa, àwọn òyìnbó mọ̀, àwọn ará míì mọ̀. ẹgbọ́n tí mo ní ará míì, mi ò sọ pé àwọn ènìyàn, àwọn ará míì mọ̀. àwa la mọ iyì ara wa tá à ń kó sábẹ́ àwọn tí ò yẹ ká kó sábẹ́ wọn. wàá gbọ́ láàrin àwọn èèyàn wa ní òun ní ọ̀rẹ́ Fúlàní kan, ó wà honest, irọ́ ni o. nígbà tó bá padà délé wọn wá ní àwọn mógù táwọn bá ṣe kíní èdè wọn, tó bá tún dé wá tún bá yín rẹ́rìn. mo lọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ láàrin àwọn, mo máa ń sọ fún un pé nǹkan tẹ́ máa ń ṣe nìyẹn. nígbà míì tẹ́ bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀, tẹ́ bá sọ pé ẹ fẹ́ tó sòótọ́, irọ́ lẹ pa. torí ẹ má rẹ̀ ni o. ìgbà míì tó wá ní wàláì tàláì, ọ̀rẹ́ mi kan túmọ̀ ẹ̀ ni pé 1 lie 2 lies. ìyẹn tó bá fẹ́ sọ pé nǹkan táwọn sọ yìí òótọ́ ni. àwọn ìlànà ń tẹ̀lé, tí ó bójú mu kí ọmọ tí Olódùmarè ti yàn tán ti sọ di ènìyàn after ni evolution of time and place, tẹ́ pé ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu wa àṣẹ ni. torí láti bá ti ẹsẹ̀ Olódùmarè alálẹ̀ lọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu wa ti jáde. òun náà máa fi ń sọ pé tí bàbá mi bá fẹ́ bínú wá bẹ̀ pé ká má bínú, má sọ̀rọ̀, torí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn máa mú ọmọ tó bá sọ sí o. mo rẹ́rìn-ín torí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ alámọ̀ ìtumọ̀ gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo ń sọ ẹ̀. àwọn kan tún mọ̀ jù mí lọ. mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run tó rí bẹ́ẹ̀, kí àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ sì máa mọ̀, kí gbogbo á dẹ̀ mọ̀. mo ń sọ èdè Yorùbá sìn tìtorí pé tí Fúlàní tàbí Ìgbò bá wà láàrin wa sìn, tí wọ́n máa gbọ́ nǹkan tí mo sọ, àdẹ̀ ń pera wa ní ìkan náà níwà, ẹnu wa ló máa ń dùn sí. àìkan náà níwà kò síbi tá à ń lọ ọwọ́ ti wọ ara wọn ọwọ́ wo ló wọ ara wọn tẹ́ bá dé ìlú wọn wọ́n á gbá yín dànù ni èèyàn máa sọ pé torí Ọlọ́run why ẹ jí gìrì ẹ dìde ẹ jí àwa tá a ka gbogbo gbèrègèdè ká jókòó ká rorí pẹ̀lú àwọn engineers tó yẹ kán ti máa tún ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ṣe about almost 40 years ago Oòduà investment láwọn fẹ́ ṣe rere kí ni federal government ṣe bí exclusive lọ́wọ́ okay tó bá ti wà exclusive and one part of your so-called country láwọn fẹ́ ṣe all you need to do is to tell them okay if you want to do it according to this specification because it's part of the exclusive adẹ̀tí ní plan bá ṣe fẹ́ ṣe o okay ẹ̀yin fẹ́ ṣe do it according to this specification. Why do you destroy development? You are creating hunger and poverty when you put everything on exclusive list. Àwọn alákọ̀wé wa míì wọ́n ní federal government ló ní so you support poverty in your land. That's what it means. Poverty, and that is what is, for instance, international analysis on the situation happening in Nigeria with the terrorism and all that has increased the level of population, poverty level to about 11 million plus. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa ló lẹ́bí sílé náà. Wọ́n kéni owó tá a bá send kò tó wọn mọ́. Ààrẹ mi kan sọ pé 20,000 ló máa ń send tẹ́lẹ̀ kò tó nǹkan kan mọ́. Ìyẹn la máa sọ pé a nílùú. Àti nílùú. Àwọn bàbá wa kọ́ ló dá ìlú yẹn lẹ́ o. Àwọn Awólọ́wọ̀ tàbí Zik kọ́ ló dá Nàìjíríà lẹ́ o. So they are not our founding fathers. I'm saying this for the benefit of my highly respected Olu Adebanjo. He's very fond of those words. Sometimes when he says it, I cringe in my mind. I really want to speak to him. We've met before in the 90s. But on what he ṣèpàdé pẹ̀lú wọn ní Southeast. When we showed initially some of the reasons why we should not be part of Nigeria and why we should not táwọn àmì bá dé àwọn kan pamọ́ àwọn máa ṣe kíní wọn ní kọ̀rọ̀ táwọn bá tún ti lọ àwọn àtúngádà. They are playing the game of a slave. I don't forget those things. I'm talking directly to my respected elder Olu Adebanjo. We should jettison this kind of trap, mental trap. We should not be scared of what is happening. They know. I've shown it over and over. They have drawn a map of Nigeria cutting the southwest off on July 9, 1998, a day after Abiola. We were cut out of it. But we can have it. Ká máa ṣe ìlú wa lọ. Àwọn á máa gbé kíní southeast pẹ̀lú even the Igbo land because of the oil. The map, I've shown it over and over. Imagine River Niger, you just draw the River Niger alone without the Benue. So the southwest part of it is Yoruba land. Be political leader from the north, bó ṣe ya map yẹn nìyẹn. But we are not come along. And I bet you if the others I spoke to then had stood up like men of purpose, we would have gone then. What did they do? Wọ́n tún gbéra wọn lọ sí Abuja. I know them, I respect them, but they were visionless. By the time they were going to Abuja, they were so annoyed. But to me, I said, oh, this is a trap. I didn't know pé wọ́n máa release kíní àwọn kan máa sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀, but I knew all these things from a long time, from the 1990s, 1999. They came out and they said Abiola's thing was history. And they were laughing all the way back to Lagos. Having come into this thing, it's like maybe a young girl who is coming to tell the boyfriend of tó ń bínú o lè máa ṣe báyìí fún this and that by the time tó máa jáde á máa rẹ́rìn pé ìgbà tí wọ́n bá ti kó fún sí that's exactly the picture I see about that incident. It's sad. Àbá má wà nù pé talk show yìí we could have, oh gosh. Around that time, China was not anything to talk about. They were just starting. They were using their boys and girls. Their curriculum was geared towards development, and different areas were assigned certain production levels. The areas to produce solar panels, the areas to produce spare parts for equipment, the areas just like that was what Awolowo was planning. And this is what we should carry through this time again. And our curriculum should be geared towards our development instantly. And one of the major things we are going to do is to have free health service and free education and water supply in all homes. Not all those gala tank and perforating all the lands all over the place and causing diseases, typhoid fever, left, right, and hepatitis and all that. That's not healthy life. Why should we accept that kind of wretchedness in a people that have thousands of PhD holders, thousands of engineers? Why are we doing that to ourselves? The white man warned us in 1953. It is the presence of the British that is keeping Nigeria together. Abroad of Omoluabi. Why did our leaders not understand that? That means if they go, it's like making a disclaimer. Whatever àtẹ́bárí inú ẹ̀ àti wẹ ọwọ́ ara wa kúrò nú ẹ̀. It's a disclaimer. Although we put you together in the first place, you have come to discuss about independence. Well, we are now telling you pé ẹ̀yin kọ́ lẹ kóra yín jọ o. You did not bring yourself together. We did, and we are going. Think. Did they think? Henrietta said God will punish anybody that will say we should be in a free trade area. That means that each area will have its own country and everything. And then bilateral trade agreement, and then no central government. That was the suggestion there in 1953. Most people they have not tried to look into these facts. 56 Nko, when we celebrated. I was a little boy in Oderele, Okitopa Waterside, in Salvation Army, where one young man, much elderly than me, used to come and read Olohun Yoni, Kini, Iwe Fagunwa Funwa. I enjoyed that time, the fishing. And the oil palm plantation, I think, is in wretchedness now. Táwọn òyìnbó call it pé ká expand it. What did we do with it? HeritageTV, where is it now? It's the second largest in the world. They are providing Formica and even prefab homes made of solid woods. They were displayed in Kingsway in those days. Where are they? Things that, as at that time, it was employing 56,000 people. I'm talking about HeritageTV on site. I mean, the extension by default is that more than 1 million people are involved in that production. Where is it now? And young men and women come out of universities, nothing to do. And then they found, well, let us see if there's nothing to do. Medical doctors, engineers, let's go and be acting. And that's how Nollywood was born. See, is that what we see? And then the corruption. Please, I'm appealing to all souls that are of the Yoruba race, those that have departed and those still around, and those of us listening to me. We should wake up to the reality. We don't need Nigeria to survive. I've always said this, if they like, they should take the central bank away. We will develop our land on our own steam. With all the great men and women amongst us, if we set up a trust fund to develop, we don't need the IMF or the World Bank. We don't need them. After all, the job Awolowo did in Western Nigeria, he didn't borrow money. The cocoa reserve funds was so excessive. Cocoa reserve funds. That reminds me. I hear that the Northerners are saying it's cocoa money. It was the seed money that was used in exploring for oil. Where is the cocoa fund? Where is the oil palm fund and palm kernel fund from the east? They seem to be so. You see, it's a time to take them on this dialectics. How much did the groundnut and cotton produce? After the first export of groundnut and cotton was from Western region. Before the British thought they could to create cash crop economy, those of you fought amongst us who did geography. You remember the British tried to put in place certain activities to different regions. Not that we don't have banana in our land or oil palm, they emphasize cocoa. Not that the East cannot produce banana, they emphasize oil palm and palm kernel. Cameroon, that was part of us, was asked to be producing banana from the slopes of the Cameroon mountains. You see, and in the north, they removed the groundnut and cotton from the west and then asked them to be doing that one, to emphasize on that. You see, it was a sort of, they came to trade in the first place. I don't know why people don't understand this. They did not come to create a nation for us. The interest was to pay, to also pay off. You see, by default, South Africa, the situation in South Africa after the Boer War, is a consecutive of the creation of Nigeria, because there was an outlay of 250 million pounds that was owed South Africa, and the British government had to pay this money back. So they had to source the money from all the countries they owe, the Dominion of Canada and Australia, and then India, and then now comes Northern Territory, before it became Northern Nigerian Protectorate. Northern Territory was leaking funds, even to the point that Churchill in 1902 told Lugard that he should jettison the place. It's not fit for purpose. But Lugard was hell-bent on trying to create a legacy for himself, that he included a large portion of West Africa into the possession of the British. That was his interest, not about the people. That's how, and then when he was told again to say, okay, how are you going to manage the place? Because we are going to leave the place, because we are not ready to, because there's some money to pay to South Africa. We cannot continue to pay you to run the administration in the north, where we have some debts to pay. Say, okay, you go and sit down and plan how you are going to manage it if we allow you to hold on to the north. So that was how he came back down in 1912-13. He sat down, then started to work out some formula and did a letter patent, which is contained in the amalgamation document. The first 10 items there was the letter patent. That letter patent was to show to the French and the Germans around that now we own the two territories, the north and south, and they are now becoming one. So you have no right to come and lay claim on any. You know what a letter patent is? When you have you do an invention, you do a patent on it. so that nobody can either plagiarize or steal your patent. And if they do, they start paying you. So that was how Nigeria became created, which most of us shout about amalgamation. And even that amalgamation never really took place. It was just a name, because when he combined the two financial administrations, he never combined the political administration. The North was North, the South was South. And at some point, the South was divided into two, East and West, and then North. There's never any amalgamation. It's only us who have not sat down to look deep into it that we shout about amalgamation. But even if there was one, and we take it as it is, then it's an amalgam that has failed, in business terms. When an amalgam fails, usually an amalgam is between a rich company and a poor one that has potential. You bring them together, and then you manage the resources together so as to be able to come to a synergy of productivity, but which has not existed in terms of Nigeria. The North hardly contributes to the purse. You see? So from 1906, we were paying £225,000 to augment to supplement the money Lugard was getting from the colonial office, which was amounting to about £300,000 annually. So the South had already been contributing to the support of the North from 1906. I say it, I repeat. From 1906, the South had been contributing to the support of the North. And to stop the continuous leakage of money from the British colonial office, that was why we became Nigeria. We shouldn't have been Nigeria. And even before they settled down to trade, there are people who have gone to school earlier than who went to school earlier than before Nigeria was created, started carrying the placard and talking about Nigerian nationalism. Please, I'm saying this. I want you to judge. Was it right? It wasn't theirs. Luckily, I've met some of the elderly men who attended most of the campaign in the North. And one of the ridiculous things that even after we form parties, some of you are politicians who are listening. Each time they want to do what you call it, a conference, another conference, they all troop to the North. Oh, we are going to use Kaduna. Oh, we are going to use Jos. Did at any point in time NPC come to the South to do their national convention? Some of you are the politicians, you are hearing me. This should it speaks volumes that we are not the same. We are forcing ourselves on them. And now, if Lugard had won, that they are a menace and a nuisance to any persons they find themselves attached to, have they not become a nuisance to us and even murderous? Yes, some of us are still saying no, we will have to find an accommodation. What type of accommodation do we have with the people who are murderous, who have had a vision of taking over your land? From way back 1804. And the son of Usman Fodo, Mohammed Bello, in 1822, told Clapperton to get him guns. Wait, listen to what he told him. To conquer the land of the infidels, so that we will dip the Quran to the sea and give the land to the queen. That's another lie. Well, that's a lie. They wouldn't have. And it is this same corridor they have been eyeing, the Yewa to Badagry, up to Okeogono, If you open a map of West Africa, you see what I'm describing. Right on the other side of the boundary between us and Benin, there's a river that flows just almost touching River Niger, flows straight down to Cotonou. Balewa had requested that the British serving officers talk to the French people so that they will be shipping their own goods through that route. Are we the same? If we were the same, would he be doing that? And yet this is a man that a lot of us political or journalists will say, oh, he was a good man, he was that. Lagos, where's your sewage system that should have been built on that Balewa? Lagos, where's the tram line that was removed? Where is the development of metro line that was also to have started under him? There are documents to show it, although most of them have been burnt. And each time we try to look at Lagos, let's take Lagos for example. How on earth will a city of over 21 million not have constant electricity? It's a wasted population. You might think that, oh, àwọn industry kan wà lọ́tùn lósì. They are groaning in pain. The overhead to produce is so enormous. Some of them don't even make the cut off. Is that what we should continue to say we want? I'm talking to Lagosians too, and the rest of us, Yorubas in every corner, from Akoko or even from Kogi to Badagry, from Okeogona and Kishi to Siluko. That is a cross line across the whole land. That's after Okitupa, close to Warri and Sapling, Siluko. Is that what we should stay on? It's not rocket science for us to understand that the moment we leave, there'll be peace in that what most people call location 9. There'll be peace. Because everybody will face developing his own estate. And there'll be healthy competition. I don't believe in any person saying that the dissolution, they use the wrong word, saying that the secession. There's no secession we are calling for. We are even helping each other to ease ourselves out of the mess we have created. That is what it is. Almost all the time, the Arewa Islamic Republic in the north wants to come out. But because they are still getting the mudu from the Niger Delta, they are in a concert situation. Now, the best thing now, the leader of the Borough Cattle Association, unfortunately, who is our president, and his own people from Niger, where he comes from, he has combined the two countries. Invariably, Nigeria has been dissolved. That's one fact. I keep on telling us, open your eyes, don't cover your face with one broomstick. If the Nigerians can just come in and out, come and campaign for him, then we already one country. So it means Nigeria is now Niger. That's the reality in West Africa now. You want to be in denial. The reality in West Africa now is that there's a new country already formed, which is Niger, compound name. They can't deny it. After all, the Federal House budgets things and approve funds for development in the Niger. Is that not the truism? Well, how can we deny that? And unfortunately, our erudite professor of law, the vice president, does not see this. I don't know what's really wrong. This is a time for us to let's sit down and have a peaceful dissolution. Credit to my late mentor, Papa Adeniran of 134 Bangboshe. He wrote a book. He said, Peaceful Dissolution of Nigeria. 360 copies of it was bought by members of the Federal House, but they are also in denial. They know the truth. Please, I don't want you to be bored. Is there any questions you want to ask? My people, èèyàn mi ni gbogbo yín o. Mo fẹ́ ká ìjọ rìn, ká jójó, ká dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Olódùmarè pé a ti mọ ibi tá à ń lọ.
You see, this thing frustrates me most of the time. When we talk about it, I get frustrated so badly.
Please don't.
Every time I think about the mess we're in, the mess we put ourselves in, the mess our leader put us in, the mess we're going through, the mess that if he has not taken our children, we have to suffer it if they are still in that contraption called that place. But the only thing I think we should do now is to work hard individually, togetherly, and forget the me thing, the me effect that is ravaging us in Yoruba land. Because the me effect is seriously ravaging us in Yoruba land. Baba mi ṣe fẹ́ dá ṣètò ni. Ṣe fẹ́ dá ṣètò ni àbí fẹ́ bá mi sọ̀rọ̀. Okay, fún wa ní 1 minute. Hold on 1 second. The me effect is the biggest thing that is killing us at the moment. Me. Not only in Yoruba land, because before you came in, I did mention it to my people. I said, there's so many people that just want to be noticed. There's so many people that just want to have the me effect. They want to sell themselves. They have no interest of Yoruba land at heart. Are you contesting for the Ashwaju of Yoruba land in the UK, Baba? Are you one of the people? Ashwaju Yoruba UK. Baba?
Me?
Yeah.
What is that?
Ashwaju Yoruba UK.
I don't know anything about that. Where did that come from?
I won't talk about it tonight. Maybe I'll send it to you. You probably have a look at it yourself. Because I'm not going to drink.
Is that the priority we should be facing now? Or the education of our people? Let more people join me to educate our people about the beauty of a new emerging nation called Yoruba land.
Okay, let's give the microphone to this gentleman who is on the line that want to ask you a question. Ogami, go ahead. Your question, sir.
Yeah, my name is Oluwafemi Onibonji. I really appreciate Baba. Baba, they have been lying for us for so many years,
yes,
which we didn't know. And I didn't know the reason why we call some people elders and they are misleading us, why they know the truth and they cannot pursue it. If it's not the life of Baba, that God will bless you for us. Amen. And let us do a lot of things. Look at the trash, most of those paralyzed, talking that they are using groundnut money and cutting to build Nigeria. Which most of us know that it is a lie. Tibuguamo is a blind lie. But Baba, Ọlọ́run á ràn yín lọ́wọ́, Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kẹ́ dàgbà. Ẹ̀mí gígùn àtàlàáfíà, Ọlọ́run á bá wa fi fún yín. Because many people are blind of this lie. Because every time they about one program, I make sure people share program because I have so many friends Biafrans. I'm in Nigeria, blind in. But with this thing, with this analyze, to analyze more thing, at least to share. Maybe many people will come back to their senses. They will know that we these people, we are not the same. People conjora contribution mi ni pé àwọn ọ̀nà àbáyọ tí bàbá náà bá tún lè put àwọn tá jẹ́ young guys coming táwọn náà lè máa follow tí ò ní jẹ́ pé bàbá sọ àwọn elderly personnel they failed us they lied to us ọkàn fún wa ní oko dídí ṣán ni. If it's not for this program, I never most of the
I think Baba want to respond to you. Baba,
okay, sir.
Well, Enyomi, whether you are a young man or an old man, gbogbo yín lè yan mi, because orísun kan náà láti wá, and we must understand that, and that is the why we have to pull ourselves from the pit that we find ourselves. Inú kòtò la wà. Imagine àwọn èèyàn wa kan wọ́n close border àsàlẹ̀. It's just like a gorodome kan di ihò wà àsàlẹ̀ láti jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn lè jáde. Òkè ẹ̀ ó ṣí sílẹ̀ fún àwọn kan. Wọ́n dí tọ̀dọ̀ wa. Look at the map. What? And then wọ́n wá ṣí ẹ̀gbẹ́ kan fún èèyàn wọn títorí pé ó ní business lọ́dọ̀ wa. Ṣé àwọn èèyàn ti wá ní jẹun ni? Situation yẹn ló cause the increase in hunger, not only the close, in fact it's an illegal thing. Tó yẹ pé àwọn lawyers wá dúró àwọn Fálànà yóò yẹ kán challenge because this ECOWAS is supposed to be an this thing, trade borders should be opened. And you come in sọ. And they all know that the borders did not only that it's porous, it doesn't exist. Look at the states of the north that are bordering Niger. All of them just walking and out, or one kàn gun kẹ̀kẹ́ lọ sọ́run, wọ́n lọ kí àwọn ẹbí wọn wá tún padà. Nigeria, Niger. And we sit down there, we are obeying laws. What laws, for God's sake? That does not protect our interests. And a lot of those politicians are my friends, but I tell them straight to the point that you are misleading us. Some of them are coming to be part of the NGO. I say, NGO, Kolafejo. What I've always been telling you from way back, from the 90s and 60s, I grew up into it. And that's why I never learned even any of our Nigerian things, because they are lies. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Yato, tún sọ pé brother ni. Ṣé kò ṣe ẹyẹ bá nìyẹn? Ẹlẹ́nu méjì ni national anthem wa. Ẹlẹ́nu méjì. So, the first stage is the awareness, the understanding of the truth. And when a larger population understands the truth, no amount of paramilitary police will come to our land and be able to move anywhere. That's what they are trying to showcase. They have wasted millions of pounds that should have been used in developing hospitals. Children die cheaply like chicken because their parents don't have money to pay in the hospitals. How do you internally defend yourself against yourself? That's what they are doing. They are running away from their shadows. How do you do that? When you are killing anybody, you are killing yourself too. That's what they should understand. And that's why the firmament is so barren now of those beautiful birds that bring peace and harmony to lands. Ẹyẹ àdàbà àti lékeleke bẹ́ẹ̀ tún rí mọ́. Ẹja wọn tí wọ́n ti pa ló lé wọn lọ. Ṣé ẹ rí wọn mọ́? Tí àwọn ọmọdé mọ nǹkan tó ń tẹ̀ ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ yàtọ̀ sí orin tí àṣà kọ. Tí àwọn òyìnbó náà tún gbé orin yẹn tó. Ìgbà táwọn òyìnbó ń kọ, wọ́n kọ with reverence. because wọ́n mọ ìtumọ̀ orin yẹn ju àwa lọ. Àwa fẹ́ fi jó ni, but àwọn fi gbàdúrà ni. Ẹ lọ wo fídíò táwọn òyìnbó fi orin yẹn ṣe àti fi kàn wálẹ̀, òyìnbó ń mú lò. It's our collective responsibility to wake up to reality. Find out. Don't let anybody tell lies to you. If I'm lying, tell me, so that I will go back to the drawing table and find out the truth. Because so that we can all share it. It doesn't belong to me. I may just be fronting it. Èmi kọ́ mo ní ọ̀rọ̀ tí mò ń sọ. Gbogbo yín lẹ ní o. And I'm begging you to wake up wherever you are. The professors or the cleaners who are Yorubas and everyone, wake up. We don't need Nigeria to survive. We can do it. After all, Singapore and other Southeast Asian countries came to Western region to see how we were doing things. Looked at how our system, the institutions of government were set up in Western region. It was one of the best in the world at the time.
Baba, thank you very much. We have a lady on the line that wants to ask you one or two questions. I've managed to connect her.
I cannot hear you clearly.
Hello, sir. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Auntie. You're on now.
Yes, sir. This is my question for Baba. I just want to ask, has Baba written any book regarding all these vital information about these issues, especially for Yoruba, for we Yoruba race to be able to have something to lay our hands upon to read? Because all these things, just like the last caller said, a lot of things are really very strange to us. There's some of the lies that they've lied to us. Because I could remember when I was in primary school and secondary school in Nigeria, this is not what actually they taught us. A lot of things were kind of coined. And then you find out that now you're grown up, you think, it's not because of actually things that are happening right now. You think these people, you actually almost think they're even more superior. But it's unfortunate to say that these people, they are nothing. They are just even, I don't want to say someone is a piece of rag because I know that is a thing, but actually there's no better way of describing them because of their attitude and them portraying themselves as if they are something when actually they are nothing but liability. And then our people don't really know much about this truth on ground. Look at it now, they're saying their money they use in researching the oil and in the south and all those things. So my question, number one, has Baba written any book? If not, can Baba put something together for us?
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, Heritage, please. Thank you for your good work. Can you somehow be cutting the Baba's lecture, all this information? Because I like the way you give Baba chance to explain those things. You always give him time and chance. You don't interrupt him just like somebody, a regular journalist we do. You let him explain all those things into details. Can you cut those things and place them bit by bit so that we can listen to them? That is number two. Number three, Heritage, this is for you. Have you heard what this grandson has been saying about that it was a Sunday Igboho that killed the man in Igongon? I don't know if you have heard about that he is the real leader, and some other people, they are the real leader of Yoruba people. They're the one agitating to take Yoruba, and they want Tinubu to be president. Then finally, can Baba please talk about the Yorubas in Kogi State, the Okuns, please? I am Okun. I want to know about us, please.
Yeah, I have not forgotten you. I'm sorry, when I was doing the visual geographical analysis, Kogi State from Lokoja onwards, I have relations there too. Ṣé kíní ni Imogani tàbí kíní Cabals, St. Lucie and all those places? I know those places. Or Ogori, where Major General Bisoye of the past comes from. I know them all because I live very close to that too. So that area is not forgotten. That's why I also said that in Ilorin province, which they now call Kwara. Ilorin, if you heard me, I said the Agbole Fulani ní Ilorin is just 95, and Agbole Yorùbá àwọn ènìyàn 3,500 ní Agbole Yorùbá tó wà ní Ilorin. So jìgá ni wọ́n láàrin wa, and because wọ́n ti jìgá yẹn wà láàrin wa ni Lugard fi sọ pé báwo ni ẹ máa ṣe máa lọ jókòó pẹ̀lú àwọn ọba pé wọ́n ń ṣe kan náà. Well, he did that right, but he forgot that this is a Yoruba place. And well, some of the murky things that happened. For the first part, the book, you see, it's in revision. I have, because of, I actually want to complete it. I hope may the gracious Lord give me the strength and life to see that we emerge. Because the last chapter will talk about the emergence of Yoruba nation. So what we've actually written a book earlier in conjunction with some Southern Nigerian Solidarity Movement, of which I co-authored with one Papa Ekine, one of those who was going with Abama Kole to the Southern Cardinal for the rally for Nigerian nationalism, of which he told me when they got there, only Southerners living in the north attended their rally. The Northerners were looking at them by, it's like you are in a stadium, and then the crowds around you do not understand them and say, what are they doing there? Of course, they didn't speak any English language. And of course, Abba Macaulay was very erudite in English language. That was what they were speaking. They forgot that English language is not a national language of the people. You see, these are the confusion that most of us grew up with. I was able to sift it out, even right from, I would say, primary 6. I understood the fact that even because my grandfather had talked to me in primary 3 about it, by primary 6 I was reading philosophy. It's not a pride, because it was the only book, my inheritance from my dad, who had died when I was a little boy, just 1 year and some months old. So that book, when I got hold of it, I read it. It's called The Liberty of Man, Woman and Child by R.J. Ingersoll. It was published in 1922. It's a rare book in the British Library. If you want to get it, you have to book for it. So when I lost my copy, I had to book for it when I arrived in London, and it took me 6 months to get it. And immediately I got it, luckily I had a friend working in Xerox. They copied it for me and I returned their book. So I have a copy of it now. So because it's a legacy that I should not lose. So I'm writing, and then I'm writing some it's about 3 books at the same time. One exotic one is Kokombilo, about the souls of men and how they migrate from the spirit world into life and all that. I've seen several examples of it, people knowing that they had existed before. It's an interesting little book I've combined. Then the book on development and Africa, what we should do and how to do it. It's structured down to the simplest and barest. It's not anything that is going to come. Any young man can take the book and then use it to develop his area, because I believe we should create a livable environment for all of us, right from the village. My development target is to start from the village, provide electricity, water, storage facilities for agricultural produce, and processing. When that is done in the villages, then they will not be running to the city. And that aspect will control urban migration. I want to use that, not philosophy, I want to use that practical approach to development to control unnecessary urban bloating up. So that people even in the towns will now be moving back to their homes. Most of us who have moved to the towns have never gone back home. I saw an example when I went to Lagos in 2001, I've been there several times. There were certain people who had not stepped their village 20 years after they moved out. Why? Because there is not that social network to take care of them. There's no free health, no free education, no good roads, no water supply. They have to be looking for water. All those added to the burden of the lower class will make them become static in the location they find themselves. And that is not good for any developing nation. A nation must have a mobile population. When I say nation, people talk the same language and all that. They will understand themselves. So that tí wọ́n bá lọ bì kan, tí wọ́n bá lè débẹ̀, wọ́n lè yá lé ẹnìkan pé àgọ́ ọmọ lágbájá ni mi ò mú lọ sí ìlú báyìí ni o. I did that when I was young. I traveled a lot. I don't know some of the home side staging. So one of my friends from Abeokuta used to call me some fancy name, only Petition. I do enjoy it those days. And this is the reason why I seem to have moved amongst those big men, but I was not part of them. I never begged, but I moved among them and I saw how they behaved. And I believe they could have behaved better to stand up against government rather than saying, on our generator. You shouldn't do that. You should stand up and say, it's the responsibility of government to provide this. It's the responsibility of government. Look at it in Abeokuta and Lagos. The Oyo Dam is still there. I've been talking about it. 9 megawatts of electricity is capable of being generated there. And they have not done anything because it was closed down. Yes?
Do you know that there's a dam that was opened in the north in the last week?
Let me tell you, if you want, maybe I have a document on the number of dams in Nigeria. Most of them, 80% of the dams in Nigeria are in the north. Yet, we have more rivers flowing freely into the sea in the south. And even the Ikeregoj Dam that was passed from hand to hand, from Obasanjo to Shagari, from Shagari to all the others, and back to Obasanjo, and up to now it has not been completed. He said he started it, he told us. He cannot deny it. No, way back in the 90s. Pass it, you got into government, you never got there again. And a lot of equipments have been bought and they are rotting there. Then we complain we don't have electricity. I talked about the railway. Even electricity, we could build, given the chance, we could arrange to build about 2,000 mini electricity power generating sets in Southwest. We could look at the rivers. They are free, God's gift, free flowing. All you need to do is to harvest part of it and then divert into a pipe and then voila, the generator and electricity. So at every time village, if given the chance to plan properly, we'll have electricity in 9 months. Promise you that. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's just knowledge. And by accident of learning, I've gone to train as one of those who can do it in Edinburgh. And I'm a member of the British Hydropower Association. They are ready to help. Not like the Chinese. I wouldn't want the Chinese to come to our land. They have their own different agenda. They want to populate other continents. Apart from coming to build things. Look at the wretched railway they built. What is it called? Diesel electric in modern times. And they shagbeloju imu egun. And then you are all happy. What is she railway fun wa? Oh, My lady, you asked a very important question. Maybe I will speed up. Maybe I will break my books into parts, 1 part, 2 part, 3, instead of waiting for the last chapter, and then we'll get it out. The old one, I will revise it and make it available in the marketplace so that people can read it, because there we made a jest of the fact that we could have been called Lugadian, just like Cecil Rhodes called the area he occupied Rhodesia. So imagine we are called Lugadian instead of Nigeria. Think about it. I stop there.
Thank you, Baba. I really appreciate everything you've pumped into our brain tonight. It will go a long way to help us to understand how things is being done, what we need to do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, yes, you asked for documentary, you asked for book, you asked for that. And it's a shame all this thing costs money. And tonight I've pinned Heritage PayPal. If you want to support what we do, please use that PayPal to support us and let us do more things to make it go better for us. Everybody that supports us, the good thing is that I will be the one to see it myself, and I will see it. The t-shirt you've been buying has actually been supporting us. The t-shirt you've been buying has been supporting us, both here and the work we do back home. If you notice, my boys go from one place to the other from time to time. The one that come from Abuja to Lagos, every time shall I come from Abuja to Lagos and cover things and goes about in the southwest. It costs us a lot of money. 100. And these guys spend some time in the hotel. So, if you think you can, don't force yourself. Don't go beyond what is necessary. Don't leave your family hungry because you want to support us. That is not how to do it. Support us when you're capable of doing it, and buy more t-shirt, because that will help us in financing without begging for anything from you guys. I'm going to bring Baba back. I'm going to discuss with him, or maybe I can actually put Baba on the line now and say, Baba, when are you coming back? I will try and make myself available. We have a caller. Let's answer this call. Hello, caller. 1 second. Baba, is that your phone ringing?
No, it's my light. My light has a way of singing for me. It's not the phone.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Let's take this caller. Caller, go ahead. You're on the line with Baba. Caller, can you hear us? Hello. I'm sorry because Baba's alarm is making noise. Okay, I will find a way.
It's my light. It's going to go off now.
About this Obasanjo part and the Awolowo part. Before we go into this mess, Baba Jala, that is very, very right because I could remember when I started my own primary school in 1978, everything was jolly. But the reason why I said Baba Jala was right was Awolowo. They are very, very young those days, but they didn't carry their father along. That is why we are into this mess. So I want Baba Jala to more share light on Obasanjo, how he betrayed Yoruba, because it did Obasanjo, this Fulani continue using for us, and this 1999 constitution that we are trying to dismantle now. Obasanjo was the first person that used the constitution. 8. They didn't tell him that he should do.
Okay, let me speak on that one a little bit, Uncle. Let me speak on that one a little bit. This is what I said at the beginning of the show, that Yoruba people, we are sometimes terrible to ourselves. Even though Obasanjo did not see that constitution before they swear him into office, if it's done here, the man will resign. I said, I can't do this.
Sorry, sir. I know you are quite intelligent, sir. But put yourself into Obasanjo. Why are you not going to lose the constitution you want to constitute to the country?
Okay. Let me give you an analogy again. Some people come to me and say they want to do X, Y, Z. Like I was asking Baba earlier on about the Ashwaju of UK, Ashwaju Yoruba in the UK. When they asked me, I look at it and I said, this is not right. I said to the gentleman, it's okay if you want to do it, but I don't want to be part of it. You understand? Anything that will boomerang, I will never be part of it. Because I will know it's probably going to boomerang. And I will step back. If you look at the radio, before we start the radio issue, I pray the radio work because I believe they're working fantastically on it to make sure it works at the moment. They're doing everything possible to make sure the radio goes well. And by the grace of God, it will go well. When people ask me to do the radio, I make research. I come back to you guys. I said, no, I don't want to do radio. And people beg me to say, do radio, we contribute money. I said, no. Because the gentleman said, if you try to do radio, you're going to mess your name. For that reason, I stepped back. I said, no, I'm not doing it. We need to get to that stage in which we will look at things with the critical eyes. What will my people benefit from it? Not what will I benefit? Most of us are looking at what will I benefit from something. And I believe that is what Obasanjo said. I will be a president. You understand? Whereas, what is supposed to look at, what will my people benefit from this? Last Saturday, during the rally, we took a lot of t-shirts to Trafalgar Square to sell. We sell out too quickly. And a lot of people were disappointed. For that reason, I came back and said, guys, I'm sorry I didn't get it right. I'm sorry I didn't do it right. I'm sorry I disappoint you guys. For that reason, this is what I will use to compensate you guys. One day, we did a broadcast in the middle of the night that Army were raiding Sunday Igboho's house. The following day, when we find out it's not all that way, the way we operate it, I came out and said, guys, I am sorry. I just followed the information I've been given in the middle of the night, and I was thinking it's the right thing to do to talk about it. I'm sorry if I have misled you. Until we start doing it, all of us, not only me. When we're wrong, let's put our hands up and say we're wrong. I'm sorry. If there's a need for me to resign what I was doing, resign it and leave. Until we get to that level, until Yoruba people start thinking like that, they're not putting themselves first, they're putting the masses first, like the title. Whose interest? Masses, politicians, or the Fulani Cabals? Whose interest are we serving? Even now, so many of us are still serving the interest of ourselves, not the masses. You understand? And until we start changing that, that is when things will move forward for us. We have one problem at hand, which needs to change as soon as possible. The me culture. Go ahead.
Sir, you know that lady that called before?
Yeah.
She asked, Adeyinka's grandson.
Yes.
She's been creating problem now. They're bringing party, PDP, Sunday Igboho. What Sunday Igboho did not did now want to be, that is what the lady asked. I think it's better you shine light on it.
Okay. I will shine light on it again.
Grandson should just keep his own mouth shut in this struggle we are in now.
No, he can't. He can't keep his mouth shut, and I will tell you the reason. Right? At the beginning of the show, I said something. Maybe you come in a little bit late, sir. I said something. Yeah, I said, Adeyinka's grandson has a right to say this and this and that and that. I've come out and said, Adeyinka's grandson said...
He's giving false information, sir.
Wait. He can give false information. Then later on, we will know his antecedent. People will know him as a wrong information giver, as a liar. He's writing a name in history for himself now, whether he likes it or not. He said Sunday Igboho is literate. I said, how can Sunday Igboho be illiterate when Sunday Igboho has done something with my level of education, I still believe today that Sunday Igboho is even more educated than me. And I'll tell you the reason.
Everybody, because you know what our ancestors knew those days then, sir.
Thank you. So how can somebody say because of English, Sunday Igboho is literate?
The one that is fucking illiterate of slavery here.
Yes, that is the problem. We need to move away from Adinka grandson, because otherwise we're just gonna be making him popular, relevant. Whereas he called me an Igbo man in the past, and I just look at him and just shrug my shoulder and move on. Baba, do you want to add anything to what Uncle is saying?
In a program this evening on the Sunday Igboho.
Hold on, Uncle.
Maybe we can see because he's a traitor, sir. And sir, don't forget to change the date because of the future reference, sir. It's 25, not you put 24 days.
Okay. Thank you very, very much for coming up with that. I will do that now. Let me just explain something, because Baba, before you talk, sir, let your son do something, and then you will round up, because you know far better than me. So I will give you the mantle to finalize that. I've just changed that, Uncle. I really appreciate you for telling me that and pointing that mistake. I'm sorry if I've misled the late. Okay, I will tell you one thing. I asked one question. I was talking about something one day, and somebody online came and said to me, "Shut up." I was very angry. Between me and you, I was so angry, and I look at it later and I said, how did they handle when people abuse them online?
I credit you for that, because you played a lot of the demand that you abused, but later you can't demand, the man became stupid.
You understand? So how did they handle it when people abuse them? And I was very opportune. I put this to one of these people that have been abused. How did you undo this? And I was told that when they keep abusing you, after some times, you start ignoring the good, the bad, and the ugly of whatever they have to say. Whether they want to say something good to you, you ignore it. If they want to say something bad to you, you ignore it. If they want to advise you, you ignore it. And you make them irrelevant. And that is sometimes the problem that we Yoruba people have. We don't know when to look at things with critical eyes. Because we didn't see that person doing something, we abuse them, we yap them badly. Can I tell you one thing, one bitter truth? I happens to, Sky News in England. They follow the army sometimes to places when they want to go and fight. So they have a first-hand information about what is going on. I have followed the Iba Gani Adams warrior. My crew has followed them. They showed me some picture one day. I threw up all night long because of that picture. Because it was so bad. I'm a man. And I saw that picture and I was throwing up. I was sick to the bone for seeing that picture. But because they're not showing everything to everybody outside, people think they're not doing anything. Do you know why I stick with the Gogon guys? The three OPC guys.
Yeah, I watched the program.
I was the one that forced them to bring that thing to damn light. You can't keep doing.
I knew everything from when you apologized
Yes.
to Iba Gani Adams.
Yes.
You said you just want to see, so you shouldn't have done that.
Done that.
And you came publicly and apologized that no, I caused it.
Yes.
You blame yourself for it.
Yes. So that is some of the things we need to do. Baba, I will let my uncle go, and then you can respond to him. He wants to know more about this Obasanjo thing. Or maybe I should exchange his number with you.
And you should
Okay.
they shouldn't ignore our language for their books as well. Yoruba language is very, very important.
We've done a lot for Obasanjo, our group.
In English, they have to write Yoruba version as well.
Okay. We will do that. Make sure you go to that PayPal thing and support Heritage as well tonight, yeah? With whatever.
All right, sir.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your call, sir. Thank you. I will exchange your number with Baba so that you can speak to him later on yourself.
And his name is
All right, sir.
Say that, Daddy.
kí lorúkọ wọn?
I didn't ask for uncle's name, but I can actually tell you because I can go into my, even though I didn't ask for his name, But I will tell you behind. I won't tell you in front.
Okay then.
In front of everybody. So that is what I will tell you his name, and I will forward his number to you as well, Baba. Thank you. Baba, when are we having you again, sir?
Tuesday.
Okay. Baba will be back on Tuesday. And before Baba goes, because I would like to have about 5 minutes to discuss things with my family, our family, like you always call them, because they're real family. For people to stay this late just to listen to our chatting, our power, if they don't love you, they won't be here.
Yeah.
The last
I
word.
thank them a lot. Mo dúpẹ́ gidigidi lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tán ìjókòó tán ń gbọ́ nǹkan tí mò ń sọ. Ọlọ́run á dúró tì wá, Ọlọ́run á dẹ̀ ṣínà fún wa. Ọ̀nà yẹn á là fún wa pérégedé. Ọ̀nà yẹn àṣẹ ni. Ọ̀nà tó máa gbé wa dé èbúté ògo. Agbára Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè. Because kò sí ṣíṣe láìṣe. Àti bẹ̀rẹ̀, it has been coming since, like Koiki mentioned today in his program. 1969, wọ́n ti ń gbé àṣà pé we want Yorùbá nation. 1969. And I thank the young man for...
Baba, we have another caller.
Yeah.
We have another caller. Let's answer this gentleman. Oh, we lost it. Let me see if I can call the person back. Yeah, I think I can. Let me just call the person back. Hello? 1 second, sir. Did I turn it? Yeah, it's on. Let me put it to speaker because I couldn't hear him. Hello, sir. Hello? Hello?
Thank you for calling.
Okay, I think I got a voice note there. A voicemail. So, okay, Baba, continue, sir. I'm sorry to interrupt your conversation, sir.
Yeah, I said...
I think the uncle has just called back.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Ekale, Baba.
Especially Baba to represent our Baba Latin in law. Tí bá gbọ́ àwọn information tí bàbá ti ń ṣà láti ìgbà yìí, there is a lapse in our education and historical heritage. Either it is good or bad, we thank God that these things are happening in our generation. And if there is a vacuum, another space has to fill the vacuum. Physics university level. Either we like it or not, we have to accept one thing. Education will never improve under this type of what's it called? Education system we are running. Either we like it or not, one need improve it. Now they have created a very good vacuum for us to explore. This doesn't want to put a background here. If I didn't lighting why can't we have an avenue so that I won't have to go out because the UK even from my number you will see that in the UK and in my early 30s. This vacuum kind of people integrate. Yeah, it's great if I can to them at even junior, secondary level, primary level, what's it called, teaching them the truth about what they have been lied to over the years. Because the bank survive. Then program, you can do my day. I'll be starting like our generation compared to our papa. What to Parafa, no. But we are now learning these things. Man, do me go. Man, do me giddy, but these vacuum communicated that by these people, those presidents can use these people because from junior secondary to finishing the uni, it's just a space of 6 years, 18 or 22 at most. So that we raise a generation that will never be lied to again. And we are in a social media period where from the comfort of everybody's house, you can learn and learn things that have been lied to you. You know? You can imagine the whole of my generation that learned these things from maybe primary school. Some go to the assembly or of Nigeria. Obasanjo is the first clinical general. Is that the history of Yoruba nation? Oh, don't anything and she was the first. Is that the history of Yoruba nation? So there's a vacuum. Let us explore this vacuum and raise up a generation that can never be lied to.
Okay. Thank you. I want to thank you very much for that, for everything you've pumped out. Let me ask Baba one question so that people can know where we're coming from and where we're going to. About this time last year, Baba, I supposed to work with you on a project in which we need to start teaching these on a 4-section a day, over 5 days. At least 20 people a day. No, that would be about. Did we choose 4 sections? Yes, about 80 people a day, right? Are the people who want to educate. It won't be online, but it will be a physical education in which we will bring 20 people in for 2 hours of talk, and we take about half an hour break. We bring another set of 20 people. We take another 20 minutes break. And this is what we planned last year around this time.
Yes.
But some people truncated it. They messed it up. Some of Yoruba people messed this. You know why they messed it? Because I was the one that suggested it.
No, they can't.
No, they did. They did.
Push generation again. That's my life now.
Imagine we've learned so much. By now, we should have turned out an army of maybe about 10,000 more people that are well informed by now. Well, what started the problem was the me attitude of our people at that time. Anyway, Uncle, I will want you to keep listening to Baba. Baba is coming on Tuesday. Please try and come again on Tuesday. I want to thank you. You can listen to Baba's response online, sir. Thank you, Uncle. I want to appreciate Uncle Aderemi Oladipo. He has just given us some money. I think it's $50 for Heritage. This is for Heritage. I really appreciate that. I'm still looking for more from you guys so that we can finance.
I thank him too. I God bless him. Olódùmarè adúró tì ibi tó ti yọ jáde kò ní gbẹ o.
Àmín, àmín. So Baba, your last word, you were saying something. Please don't call again. Let Baba talk. We want Baba to talk. We want to hear his last word.
I was saying that the quest for, I don't use the word agitation. Agitation is it's not a latent word for what we are doing. It's like we are begging someone to let us go. I prefer to say the quest for the call for the dissolution of the amalgam, a failed amalgam of 2 unequal bodies that were put together for purpose of trade and that were put together for the interest of one particular man who felt that he wanted to get a legacy of being the man who brought together the biggest chunk of West Africa under the British rule. biggest chunk of West Africa. And we have wished that the French defeated the British diplomatically, because there was a diplomatic battle that lasted 8 years, from 1890 to 1898. 8 years of diplomatic wrangle, trying to find who owned this, who owned that. Our people were never asked about all these things. And that's why I always say, we didn't have founding fathers. None of them did. So wherever they are, they should not be attributed to founding Nigeria. Even during the negotiations, there was not a proper negotiations. There was not a communique that came out of that discussion, I'll call it, that one in 1953. Because there was that division of interest, so they had to go. Unfortunately, our people were hoodwinked. They not wanted to have a control over a piece of land in Lagos to be called federal capital, because they already know that, because in terms of number, they are going to win, even before the election was conducted. I have some papers on it which I think I've sent to you, my able Iniyomi, I will call you that, about the election of 1959. And it's the mirror image of it that is happening up to today, of that 1959. Because the distribution of the consensus was skewed towards the north. 168 seats in the north, 57 seats in the west, and 77 in the east. And the rest was divided between Lagos and Calabar for special reasons. That was a long time ago. So by the time the election was going to be held, there was no way Action Group will win all its 57 seats and gain a few seats from the middle belt and win the election. Because the Igbos were not going to vote for him in the first place. Because they had already said it in the first place. Way back 48 to be specific. Zik had seen himself not working with the Yorubas. So all the highlights, I won't call it noise, all the highlights of the events of 1959 had already been done in 1948. Because he felt he cannot be party to where he's going to be second fiddle. In spite of the fact that Awolowo offered him to be prime minister, he didn't want it. Because he felt that he failed in the quest to give Eastern Nigeria free education and free health. Theirs lasted only 9 months before it packed up. And that's why one of the person who revered him, Bono Jike, I've mentioned it, hanged himself. Couldn't believe that the great Zik of Africa would fail. The Igbos know this. So we should all know ourselves. We are not one. I keep on repeating. Let us go our separate ways in peace, just like Papa Adeniro said, so that each area will develop according to their own strength, their vision, and their own way of life. And then let's all have a free trade area that Herita condemned. God will not forgive anybody who say we should be in a free trade area. That is what we are going to eventually end up with. So that every area will develop according to their own strength, and their own wisdom, their own vision and their own way of life. And that is one of the things that I'm already secretly feeling proud that on the day the Yoruba nation goes to the United Nations, our language will be dropped in the pool of languages to be translated. Yoruba language. This is the language of our president or prime minister, whoever leads us there. Not that we don't understand English language. Let me tell you, The Chinese and others understand English language, but they will not speak English language at the United Nations meeting. Their language is going to be dropped in the pool of translation. That's the same way the pride of the Yoruba race rising. Àwọn tó ń jẹ́ ènìyàn, àwọn tó ń kọ́yàn, will be dropped in the pool late. It should have been there since 1950s. Better late than never. I will stop so far there. Thank you. And I thank, before I say goodbye to you, I hold Igbo hope very high. He said, orúkọ mo fẹ́ pè, is beyond Omako. He is Yoruba. He is ènìyàn. And God will always guide him and protect him for us. Olódùmarè á dúró tì. I thank him so much for blowing up this thing. And for all those people who think because he didn't have a PhD, they don't want to respect him. I will ask a question. If you are sinking in the sea and somebody just comes, maybe in just pajamas, and is taking you out, will you say, do you have a PhD? To save your life? Because I've been hearing those kind of uninformed talks by some of us who feel they are so educated and therefore they don't want somebody who cannot speak English. English language, for God's sake. Twitter. So what? So what? Twitter Yoruba. Please, let us forget our pride. Let us calm down with all humility and thank God for the life of this man. I won't call him a young man. He's man.
Baba, I have one of your children who is here now and he would like to talk to you as a matter of urgency.
Where is that?
Everyone's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Baba, ẹ ṣeun gan. Mo ti ń gbọ́rọ̀ yín látàárọ̀. Ẹ ṣeun. Àgbáyé máa dalẹ̀. Ṣé rí nǹkan kan ni mo kà fẹ́ pull out nípa àwọn tá a ti ń sọ látàárọ̀. Mo rí pé gbogbo nǹkan ni Yorùbá máa ń gbà sára. Wọ́n gbé capital láti Èkó, wọ́n gbé lọ Àbújá. Mi ì rí ẹni Yorùbá kan ò sọ̀rọ̀ nǹkan lé lórí. Awólọ́wọ̀ ó ti ń jà fún, mo rí pé Awólọ́wọ̀ ti ń jà fún pé kí Yorùbá pín láti, mo ka ìwé kan, mo rí pé Awólọ́wọ̀ kò ti fẹ́ kí Yorùbá kúrò lára Nàìjíríà, but ìgbà iná tí Awólọ́wọ̀ mẹ́wọ̀n. Ìgbà tó ń tà láti sọ̀rọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀, wọ́n fi Awólọ́wọ̀ mẹ́wọ̀n.
Yeah, there were certain options then.
Hello?
Mo gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ sọ.
Hello?
Mo gbọ́
Hello, ṣé ń gbọ́ mi?
Mo gbọ́. Very clear.
Yeah.
Very clear.
So Awólọ́wọ̀ ó lo ẹ̀wọ̀n sí ni. Wọ́n pa Abíọ́lá. Àwọn Yorùbá wọ́n pa Abíọ́lá just like that. Gbogbo alájàngbá yẹn kò sí wọn tó tẹ̀lé tó jáde. Wọ́n á rí reason pé Yorùbá wọn àti ready láti fẹ́ kó inú oko ẹrú yìí. Ẹ wo gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa tó ti kú. Ẹ wo gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa, ṣé ikú Haúsá la wá ṣe láyé ni? Ká mọ kú látọwọ́ Haúsá, láti Haúsá Fúlàní. Ṣé nǹkan tá a wá ṣe láyé nìyẹn? Ká mọ ṣe bí ọmọ aládé. Ṣé nǹkan mo fẹ́ ká sọ nípa kíní pé akàwé yẹn jọ bàbá, mo fẹ́ káyé ká yọ tí ẹ sọ nígbà tó kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ètò. Ọ̀rọ̀ pa àkàwé yẹn ẹ jọ, ìwé yẹn ò gbé wa dé anywhere. Nǹkan tá a lè ṣe ń sìn tẹ́mi mọ̀ tá a lè ṣe ni pé ká put every to the practice, ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká ja ìjà yẹn physical fight. Torí àti wọ́n ti ń jábọ̀ ti pẹ́, it doesn't go anywhere. We don't go, ojú kan náà la wà. A lot of people ti run away from the country. A lot of people. I need a lot of àwọn ọlọ́gbọ́n tó máa ti débì ni mo rí pé ìgbé ayé wọn máa ń change àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà tá bá ti lè dá àwọn Yorùbá bá ti débì ìgbé ilé ayé wa máa change. So mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹ fẹ́ kẹ́ nǹkan tó bàbá mi fẹ́ kẹ́ máa sọ fún wa ni pé ká jà yẹn ń sìn tá bá ti lè jẹ́ àwọn ọmọ wa àánú mọ̀ ṣe mí o àánú ṣe mí àwọn ọmọ wa máa jẹ̀yà kú ni mi ní parọ́ fún yín. Àwọn bíbí yóò ní plan wọ́n ní plan tiwọn àbádẹ́ ń follow à ń force ara wa lé wọn lọ́wọ́ kò ní work á ní láti jàjà yẹn sìn bàbá Ìgbòho ẹyẹ ká mọ sọ̀rọ̀ Ìgbòho máa yẹn try gan àwọn èèyàn tó pé kò kàwé ó kàwé ó gbọ́ ju a lot of people tẹ́mi mọ̀ lọ èèyàn tó dàbí Moses gba tiwa lélẹ̀
ìjìnlẹ̀ ni
Ìgbòho tẹ́ ń wò yẹn ó wò pé bọ́dẹ̀ ni pé kò kàwé pé kò mọ̀wé kò mọ anything but èmi believe pé ó gbọ́n ju a lot of people táwọn pé àwọn ní ọ̀mọ̀wé táwọn pé àwọn mọ̀wé Ìgbòho gbọ́n ju a lot of them lọ. Ó dìde ó fẹ́ gba àwọn èèyàn ẹ̀là pé ó tó gẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ gidi gan ká dẹ̀ protect máa ẹ̀ Ọlọ́run fẹ́ lò fún wa mi ì mọ̀ rí for nowhere mi ì mọ̀ gbowó rí but mo rí sign mo tẹ̀ rí pé Ọlọ́run rí lè fẹ́ lò fún ìran Yorùbá ni ẹ gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tó ti kú Gani Fáwẹ́hìnmí kú ìyá Fẹlá ó kú kò sọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo nǹkan la máa gbà sára tó máa ti ń pa àwọn yẹn wá a máa lo lọ́rọ̀ fún àwọn ọmọ wa wọ́n ń kó wọn sẹ́wọ̀n àní sọ anything. Ẹ wo gbogbo time COVID and shutdown gbogbo àwọn ọmọ náà múnà ní òfin Nàìjíríà máa ń mú wọ́n mú Fúnkẹ́ Akíndélé pé ó ń ṣe pátì ṣé wọ́n ń ṣe pátì ní north ní lórí that time wọ́n ṣe pátì kò sẹ́ni tó dọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀ but wọ́n mú ọmọ wa wọ́n ti sẹ́wọ̀n àṣọ anything kò sẹ́ni tó sọ̀rọ̀ pé no you can all the time ọmọ wa wọ́n máa mú wọn sẹ́wọ̀n ẹ̀wọ̀n náà máa ń lọ all the time. Bàbá ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ má yẹ ká sọ̀rọ̀ jùmọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká put everything to the practice. Ẹ̀yin á rí pé gbogbo wọn tá à ń sọ ẹ̀ ó máa níyànjú láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà. Bàbá Bùrà Thomas mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ kan fún yín. There is another man mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mọ gbé wá sórí ètò yín Mr. Aliu mi mọ̀ bí ẹ mọ máa yẹn.
Mo mọ Mr. Aliu dáadáa.
Ẹ jọ ẹ mọ gbé wọn wá kí ẹ pé ẹ ní viewers so ẹ gbé Mr. Aliu wá kó mọ educate wa ó mọ̀ nípa corruption tó wà Nàìjíríà dáadáa ó mọ̀ nípa corruption kó mọ enlight àwọn èèyàn ṣe gbọ́ ẹ ṣe sà ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò ju báyẹn lọ ẹ ṣeun tẹ́ fún mi ní opportunity láti sọ̀rọ̀ thank you sir.
Sórí èmi àti Mr. Aliu àìjọ ń ṣe náà ni mo fi sáìdì ọ̀rọ̀ details yẹn lẹ̀ fún pé kó máa ṣe mo dẹ̀ máa fi ń kún fún náà tí ò bá ti yé àìjọ máa ń fi kún lókun láti sọ so it's good that ìwọ náà ti rí pé Mr. Aliu is a very important element in this ọ̀rọ̀ pé ìjà ó ní bá ṣe máa ṣe kí jẹ́ ká máa announce pé a fẹ́ jà àwọn nǹkan wà nílẹ̀ tó ta gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe a dẹ̀ máa tẹ̀lé nǹkan tí Ifá sọ a kàn lè ṣàdédé bọ́ sínú igbó torí Aláàfin kan ti ṣe irú ẹ̀ rí tó fi ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ gbà kò ẹ máa mọ̀tàn yẹn nígbà tí wọ́n fẹ́ lọ gbìyànjú láti dìfìtì Ìlọrin tóun àtọmọ ẹ̀ kó sójú ogun. Professor Akintoye sọ ìtàn yẹn mi ò ní fẹ́ bọ́ yín pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tẹ́ bá fẹ́ wò ẹ lọ Google Professor Akintoye's this thing a history of Ìlọrin. So nǹkan tó wà lẹ̀ ni pé a gbọ́dọ̀ plan a gbọ́dọ̀ sọ síta but àwọn tó máa ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn wọ́n máa wà pé mo sọ ọ̀rọ̀ gbólóhùn kan lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé wọ́n fẹ́ bá wa jà wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe kínní fúnra wọn tó bá yá fúnra wọn máa padà sí ìlú ibi tó ti ń bọ̀ ṣé ẹ ṣáàdìpọ́n tí ń lé wọn díẹ̀díẹ̀ kúrò it will be an exodus ṣé wọ́n wá ń drop ìbọn fún wọn lóríṣiríṣi wọ́n drop ẹ̀ ní ẹnìkọ́tà wọ́n fi mọ́tò gbé wá fúnra wọn gbogbo ẹ̀ máa kẹ̀ sí orílẹ̀-èdè wa ni èmo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ so kẹ́rù má bà anybody, and gbogbo nǹkan tá à ń ṣe a fẹ́ tẹ̀lé òfin international òfin, kọ́ má sọ pé àwa la dájàálẹ̀, àti wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé àwọn ará bíbá yìí wọ́n ń tọ́ wa, and then ibi tán ti ń tọ́ wa là á máa sọ pé ṣé ti rí o, ó tó gẹ́ o, referendum a fẹ́ tàjẹ̀ sílẹ̀, even though not in the way Abiola did, kì í ṣe pé ìjà ò ní tà sílẹ̀, there will be a flurry of battle and it will fizzle out. Ogun yẹn á ṣẹlẹ̀ but kò ní pẹ́ tí ó máa fizzle out. Olúkálùkù wọn máa kí aláàkúbà padà sílùú wọn ni. The way the Egyptian army ran from the Sinai Desert back to Cairo against just 6 million Jews, 55 million Arabs were fighting 6 million Jews, and the 6 million Jews defeated them. But that's not an analog. I'm only just saying that tó bá yá, we are going to get rid of them. Kò sí bí wọ́n ṣe lè dúró. Ilẹ̀ wọn kọ́ náà wà. Àwọn ilẹ̀ míì irú ti kíní Lebanon tí wọ́n fẹ́ ọ̀nà ìbúrú gbà. Lebanon was a Christian listen. 95% of them were Christians before, but now the opposite is the case. 95% are Muslims now. I don't say the Muslim religion is not good, but the point is that there is a certain set of Islamic followers who are hell-bent on taking over other people's land. We are going to stop them. We have Muslims amongst us. Most of my friends are Muslims, more than 80% of them. But they don't behave like the Muslims from the far north. Tẹ́ pé èké náà máa ń báyọ̀ fi ṣe ìyẹn dẹ̀rù bí òótọ́ náà bá yín ṣe. They're a nuisance and a menace. I keep on repeating that. And as a result, young man, tá bá máa jà, ẹni tó bá fẹ́ jà kò ń sọ pé mo ti níbọn mẹ́wàá. You don't advertise what you have. Tó bá ní mẹ́wàá tán ti gbọ́, àwọn náà lọ wá ogún. That's not a military strategy. The strategy of military is information bomb. When you disinform your opponents, they feel that you are not ready while you are ready. I remember some of the wars that our forefathers fought. When they are in the forest attacking these Fulanis in those days, you have only maybe 20 of them, and they will defeat 200 of these people. Because the way they will now act and beating the drum, the opponents will think there are about 1,000 of them, whereas there are just 20. My great-great-grandmother was one of the fighters. Just this. They use ọpọlọ orí torí pé ènìyàn ni wọ́n. As far as fighting is concerned, please, we are not going to advertise it. Ní advertise ẹ̀. But iṣẹ́ ń lọ lórí ẹ̀.
A gbọ́dọ̀ máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa yìí nítorí pé gbogbo ọ̀nà ni wọ́n fi máa ń pọ́n wa lé, tí wọ́n máa ń bá wa sọ̀rọ̀, tí wọ́n máa ń fi wa.
I can't hear you.
Ó ní adúpẹ́ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yín fún gbogbo ọ̀nà tí ẹ fi ń fi ọ̀nà wa tẹ̀lé fi ń pọ́n wa lé lórí ètò yìí títí di ọjọ́ Tuesday tí bàbá tún máa padà wá ní alẹ́ Tuesday ní agbára Ọlọ́run láti wá kọ́ wa ní àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ míì lóríṣiríṣiríṣiríṣi. Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá ẹ ṣé gan ni àmàrí bá ẹ ṣé sà. Ẹ̀yin wa nílé àti gbogbo tí a ti ń wò wá mo dúpẹ́ pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yín pé ẹ kú ìfaradà ẹ kú ìfọmọnìyàn ṣe. Bàbá wa Alex Ajala ògbóǹtarìgì nínú bàbá tó máa ń tọ́jú ọmọ ni wọ́n dẹ̀ fi wá sílẹ̀ ní ìgbà kọ̀ọ̀kan nítorí pé gbogbo ọ̀nà náà fi ohun tó dáa bọ́ wá, wọ́n fọ̀nà wá, wọ́n kọ́ wa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, wọ́n dẹ̀ ń tarí wá síbi tá a ti máa mọ̀nà sí, tá a ti máa mọ nǹkan tó dáa sí. Mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run fún ìmọ̀ tí Ọlọ́run fún bàbá wa nítorí pé kí bàbá tó dé mo sọ pé tí ògo bá ń jẹ́ tọlọ́run gbogbo ọ̀nà ni gbogbo nǹkan tó bá fẹ́ fi dènà wa ní ọ̀dì tọ́ọ̀dù yẹn gbogbo ọ̀nà lọ́lọ́run máa fi gbàgbà lọ́wọ́ nǹkan tó bá fi dènà wa. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ fún ọkàn tí bàbá sọ náà pé tí Yorùbá bá máa fi ọ̀nà wọn tó bá fẹ́ fi Yorùbá hàn wọ́n nǹkan kan náà ni Yorùbá máa ṣe ó mì pé àáfàá sọ̀rọ̀ òjòkú ọlọ́run sáyẹ̀nsì ni ẹ̀mí ọlọ́run kò ní dágbére fún bàbá wa títí di ọ̀la tí ẹ̀ tún máa pàdé mi lórí ètò kan tàbí ìkejì mo dúpẹ́ pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yín ní ọ̀la Yorùbá Elite Club ní ìlú Italy wọ́n invite mi sí program tí mo ti máa sọ̀rọ̀ ní aago 2 ní program yẹn máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó dá mi lójú pé a máa show program yẹn lórí heritage náà modality program yẹn I want to keep it for now but tomorrow I will be speaking on this conference and I want to invite you guys to please if you can come and join me as I said lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo dúpẹ́ pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ Mr. Adérẹ̀mí àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n máa ń ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ní ọdíkan tàbí ìkejì ẹni tó bá fẹ́ ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ní heritage lélẹ́yìí o kì í ṣe Yorùbá nation even though wọ́n bá fún heritage náà Yorùbá nation náà ló sì máa ná gbẹ̀ngbẹ̀yìn ṣùgbọ́n aṣọ láàrin ajé ní mú ní pẹ́kọ́rọ́ bọ́ tẹ́ bá máa ràn wá lọ́wọ́ owó tẹ́ máa fi fún àwọn òbí yín lóúnjẹ tẹ́ máa fi fún àwọn yín lóúnjẹ ẹ má fi ràn wá lọ́wọ́ o. The t-shirt is still ongoing. You can see the beautiful one I'm wearing tonight. And this one is £15 as well. If you have interest in t-shirt, the number to call, I'm going to display it. We have so many types. Keep buying our t-shirt because they help us to do what we're doing best. Documentary that one of my uncle was asking for. These are the kind of things we can use the money we collect from you to do. That is the number to send a message to. Please don't send good morning, happy new month, or if you want to pray for me, pray for me. You don't need to send the prayer. Ọlọ́run tó máa ń sọ fún yàn ní gbangba. Gbogbo àdúrà yín ní kọ̀kọ̀ nínú ayé mi. Ọlọ́run á bá mi sọ fún yín ní. You see, your boy is tired. So your boy is going to be running to bed soon. My next program tomorrow is 9 o'clock in the morning. So which means I only have about 6 hours or so before my next program starts. So Uncle Rotimi, I will send you the number. If you need Baba the last number as well, please let me know. I will pass this number on to you. So it doesn't matter. Another problem Yoruba has is other Yorubas. We have mentioned one of them just now. He will never support anything Yoruba is supporting. He sees himself as a true Nigerian, but what did we gain? Nothing. So for the benefit of those people who are probably miss out the PayPal link, I'm going to do the PayPal link again. If you can, please do. If you cannot, it is not the end of the world. At least you're supporting some other things as well. I want to thank you all for what you've done. I want to appreciate you all. That is the wrong one. That is definitely the wrong one. Sister Timilade Mourinho, Ekudede Askoyi. Momiwa. Sister Yemi, we're supposed to speak yesterday. Oh my word. When I finished the show, I think one of my uncle hijacked me there and he didn't release me on time. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to talk to you again tonight, Sister Yemi, because we need to talk about your order that's gone missing since March. That was a long time ago. That was very long time ago. So we need to try and resolve it. That is the PayPal if you want to support me per se. If you want to support Heritage. If you want to support Heritage, that's the PayPal link. It's on Facebook as well. And Bolagi was killed as well. That's true. Florence Austin. Mo dúpẹ́ pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín títí di ọ̀la tí ẹ tún pàdé mi lórí ètò kan tàbí èkejì. Má gbàgbé ní aago 2 lọ́la títí di aago 5 ètò kan wà èyí tí mo ti máa sọ̀rọ̀ conference kan tó invite me sí ni. Please join me at that time and I will see you tomorrow. God bless you. I love you all. Please continue to share Baba's work. and let's continue to get our land. It shall be well with you. God bless you all. Good night. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa, ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ jùmọ̀ kọ orin ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Àwa ni Ògo Adúláwọ̀.